What's the toughest thing about being a superhero? Trying to live a normal life.
I got it! Stop running in the house! Hey, go Cornfield! Sit down! I know you miss being a hero and your job is frustrating.
Hello, Mr. Incredible.
We have a new assignment for you.
Oh, my back!
Well, hello, darlings. We are here. MMM is back. God damn it. Episode 62. God damn, we made 62 of these already. Poor YouTube. We're back. We're here to talk about a fantastic movie that I personally love. I'm glad. I don't know what I'm doing here. Anyway,
It's fun.
yeah, it's a fun movie, right? It's back when Disney was actually making good movies. Movies like Vex brought up today a great point. It's a very based movie, and people don't realize that for way ahead of its time. Lots of cake in this movie, so get your utensils ready. Be a lot of talk,
brother.
talk about that booty, and then you got a great panel. What are you gonna say, buddy?
Oh, just saying, eat it with your hands. You don't need utensils.
That's depends
Yeah,
on.
we're American.
That's true. That's true. Let the foreign fucks use their utensils. We'll use our tongue anyway. So we got a great panel on tonight with us. Talk about this classic from 2004.
Super panel.
Oh, excuse me.
A truly
Super-
incredible panel.
Just noticed he's in pajamas.
Yeah. I have a Superman onesie. I've got a few onesies on standby for various reasons.
Onesies.
Wow. Did you wash
Is
it?
it like a romper or?
Yeah, I have to get naked to pee. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's how you know it's a romper, right? Or
That's how you know you're living the good life. Yeah.
Big boy
Well-
Enzo.
You're not the only one to call me that. I'll tell you.
Speaking of the panel, let's go around the horn real quick. Adam Gray of B-Roll Stage, welcome back to the show, my man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I am super excited to be back. Thank you guys for having me. And man, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's been in my top 10 since it came out.
Awesome. Glad to have you here to discuss it. Stepenzo with his beautiful onesie. Does that have a area where you have to go to the bathroom real quick? Does it open up in the back real fast? Or?
No, I just got a full zipper, you know.
Oh,
I
okay.
also got a little Superman shirt underneath, double layers.
Extra super.
I gotta rep my boy.
real
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just got that Kazam We Watch that came out last week. I'm gonna be doing a live stream after this. After party, we'll probably play Rift Tracks the game for a little while, and then I gotta go to bed and get up early. So we'll do a short one after this. And yeah, just been hanging out, jumping around on a bunch of streams, partying. And this is a good one, man. I was so excited. I remember you guys gave me the list of like 2 months in advance, and I was like the last one, all the way at the end of at the mark. The Incredibles. I'll do that one.
That one.
I could talk about this movie for hours without even rewatching it. You know, like right off the cuff. It's so good.
Yep, it's a great movie. I agree. Well, always nice to have you on. And then Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna say the joke again. Doing good as always.
All right, it's nice to have you on here, sir. Thank you very much for joining. And then Edna Vex, you're looking mighty nice there in your nice
Yes,
avatar.
darling, we're doing yes. Hold on, I have another one. Listen, chat. I went a little funsies with the AI. Okay,
Ooh.
I'll
so
save it till the show dies.
here's
Yeah.
Incredivex. Okay, I somehow made Edna mode sexy as well.
Mhm.
You're sexy.
No.
No, we want the other one. The other one looks more like you. It's
And
okay.
then hold on, I just made another one, which is Indian Edna mode.
Oh, this one I gotta say. Indian Edna. Oh, that's perfect.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So instead of
damn.
darling,
It's like a standard Bollywood star.
Thank you, darling.
It looks like more like a daughter.
I made your super suit.
Going to start a fight at Parliament or something like.
It's nice to meet you.
Wow.
Oh, this is perfect. The baby's thing can withstand fire.
I do like this other one though. This is pretty cute to be
You
fair.
choose whatever you want, Vex.
I
You
like
choose
that one.
whatever you want. Yeah, that's a
You
good one.
choose who you want to be, right?
You are whoever you want to be. And then, of course, girl. Wow, White Bear. Where is the? There you go. That's the
Yeah.
avatar I really love. That's
Good
that's the
feeling
stuff.
gone.
How you doing there? Man? How you doing there, girl?
I gotta even
man?
it out. I'm doing great. I'm so natural.
Hey, I'm transitioning before your eyes.
I'm doing good.
doing good.
Doing good, baby.
Doing good.
I'm gonna ruin that for you.
Well, hello everybody in the chat. We see you. We love you. Well, most of us do anyway. I see Sassy in there, but you know. Oh, Sassy's hiding. Whoa, she's
Whoa.
hiding.
Always
It's like
listening.
it's like that Batman Begins. Where are you? Here. Ah!
She wearing hockey pads.
I'm not wearing hockey pads. Hits me over the head with them. So this is The Incredibles. Okay, so we're gonna jump into it because there's a lot to talk about. It's actually it's a longer movie for an animated style movie, but it doesn't matter because it holds up well throughout the entire film. No really slow down. Like for an hour and 56-minute animated movie, it's paced very well. So I guess if we want to start with the intro, how do we like the intro with the old school
Love this
kind of?
intro.
I think it's fantastic.
Absolutely love this intro.
Right into the world. Sucks you
Yeah.
right in.
There's a lot of
Really
stuff in
good
this
intro.
movie that you could tell was like changed after the script was written by the creators and the writers and the animators and the actors, but it's like usually these changes are like detrimental. But
Yeah.
here, there's a lot of changes in this movie that are like this was
At
a
a
good
bad
call.
studio, it would be, yeah. But this is up on the list with like the Watchmen intro for me. Like
This movie is my favorite superhero film and definitely my favorite Pixar film. And
That's fair.
it's my favorite Pixar because it just separates itself from Pixar in a lot of ways because it's like the first PG one. It's got gunshots and it's got 21 dead people at like body count.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Action packed.
Yeah, it is very mature for
its age,
Pixar
for its
movie.
time. Yeah.
It's a lot darker than Pixar goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, also the
great.
first Pixar movie with no talking animals or robots or whatever. It's humans. It's humans.
Mm.
Which was like a rule that like this movie broke a lot of rules in terms of like rules for animation to make good looking movies. It's like don't make humans because humans look like shit in the animated world, but they were able to stylize it really well.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, don't shoot dynamic shots outside because the sun makes everything look really, really bad. But all the outside shots in this movie look beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Other things that separate this movie is like Pixar usually, they don't do romances, but this one, there's an established romance. It's also one of the few times in any Disney movie where there's like a nuclear family that remains intact throughout the whole movie.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. A lot of game changing stuff here.
Yeah.
Want to shout out really quick to Holly Hunter, who does the voice of Elastigirl. They
They're all
actually
great.
animate her lisp. Like you can look at her mouth movements, and they match her actual voice. It's not just
No shit.
lip flaps. No, watch her mouth. Like you'll see her teeth in weird positions and stuff, and it's perfect for a girl made out of rubber. Like it's just flawless. It's everything about this. It's so well detailed.
Yep. It is fantastic, and I love how they have these intros where they're like, they're asking her, "Would you settle down?" And she's like, "No. Why would I?" And all this. It's just like, Would you let men run the world? I don't think so.
Back before those kind of lines were cringe, and
Yes.
It's the opposite of
fresh
what
to
Mr.
fresh air.
Incredible says.
Well, I guess the difference too with her saying lines like that is, well, I mean, not only was this 20 years ago where it wouldn't have been cringe, but as the movie progresses too, because we have a lot of those like married tropes where it's like the husband is like kind of like a bumbling idiot, and the woman is the one who's a smart one to balance him out. But instead, they never really they don't downplay or insult one another. Instead, they complement each other.
Yeah.
Which,
Oh,
when you
that's
think, when you
teamwork.
see it that way, is very rare, even in just live action film of the last 20, 30 years. So I thought for an animated film to show like a functional romantic like relationship so well and not have to walk over each other was quite phenomenal.
Yeah. Another thing that's interesting is like they have a role reversal where before, in the interview, Mr. Incredible wants to settle down, chill out.
Yeah.
And Elastigirl doesn't. And then when we get to married life later, like Mr. Incredible is the one who's unhappy, and Mrs. Incredible is, gelling into
thrilled
that
to be
homemaker role.
Homemaker,
Yeah, and I like how you get this introduction to how Mr. Incredible. Well, what year was this supposed to be again when it starts off? Do we know?
This is
1958,
1958, I believe, is when it starts. And then by the time we get, or earlier than that, because it's 15 years later and it's the 60s. So this is early 1950s then.
Gotcha.
At the very least.
But I like how they're showing off like the technology that the superheroes have, and the Mr. Incredible is just
very James Bond.
Very James Bond, yeah.
It was like the biggest influence for these movies was like these 60s spy movies.
Yep. James Bond was actually a pretty huge influence because even for parts of the score for this film, it's just straight taken from James Bond.
John Barry was originally going to do the score. In fact, his pieces that he auditioned for were used for the trailers, along with some propeller heads, which is cool. But yeah, John Barry's the one who did the music for James Bond, and like Andrew knows, Howard the Duck.
Amen.
Oh,
banger soundtrack for that movie. That's crazy.
Hell yeah.
Also, Michael Kamen, who did the soundtrack for Iron Giant, was also like going to replace John Barry, and he was scoring the film when he passed away. Very sad.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, and I like how they get this intro here of her. This part was kind of funny with the cat. And he's being impatient with the old lady in the cat because of the, he's in a cops are in pursuit. He actually does save the day here, but it was pretty funny. Like as a superhero, he's trying to do the right thing. And would you have saved the cat, or would you have thrown the tree with the cat in it and go, "Fuck you, lady"?
No,
you got
because there's a way. Yeah,
it's Mr. Incredible.
Figure out a way to do both things at once. He's got to figure out the best way to do everything.
Yep.
He put the tree back, like assuming
he did.
The tree is gonna die, like.
I like how he keeps saying here, "I got time." Oh, there he is.
Like those two cops, they interact with him here, and they're like, "You're great," and then like later at the end of this very same, flashback, they're not. Yeah,
here's Buddy.
There's Buddy.
Ugh.
It's funny because he calls him Brody, and that's who Jason Lee plays in all
Brody,
the Mallrats movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will say Jason Lee killed this. He makes him so annoying. It actually bothers me. Like he's
and he's modeled after Brad Bird.
Yeah, he does.
Right,
Brad Bird.
Right. This is pretty goddamn funny though. But yeah, he's poor guy, man. He doesn't feel loved, Mr. Buddy. Yeah, this is
he ejects him out of the car,
him out of the car, and then this is where he runs into a villain, of course, who just did a robbery, and then Mrs. Fent. What's the fuck? No, this is incredible. Well, not yet, I guess, but Elastigirl. Elastigirl.
I wouldn't even call this guy a villain, I just call him like a person.
Just a henchman.
Yeah, he's just a thug.
Yeah. I like how they're playing, like they're just, I have a previous engagement. They're just kind of flirting. Right. And at first you're kind of like,
they know it. Yeah, they know each other. And they're bantering.
This is great writing, kids. This is what good writing looks like. Set up, payoff, set up, payoff.
Just like modern Disney.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. I saw this movie in high school. Like, I think I was just like 18 or 17 when this came out. And like, when she does the "you need to be more flexible" thing, I was like, whoa, yes. Thank you. This movie has my attention.
They knew what they were doing. Yeah, I just love how, so this is where the guy's about to, I gotta tell you, man, this movie had some dark shit. Like, I know it was PG, but this guy's trying to commit suicide, and then this other stuff later
Yeah.
on in the movie. It's like, Jesus, God, that's pretty deep,
Yeah.
man. Like, yeah, some dark material here. But then he saves the guy, and I like how as soon as he saves, like, I think you broke. What does he say? I think you broke my arm.
I think he broke something, and he says,
Yeah.
"Well, proper counseling. I think you'll learn to forgive me."
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Superman would say. You know, like, "Hey, I
Yep.
hear you."
And then all comes back.
Yep.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Now this is a little outlandish. It just maybe this town that they're in is so filled with criminals that you could break into a random floor of a random building and there would be
There's a guy.
another robbery happening.
Another villain.
Yeah. A bomb voyage. I love these names.
Monsieur Croyab.
Yeah, he doesn't speak English. He's a damn frog.
Poor buddy.
They're all great.
Poor buddy comes and he tries to help him. He's like, look at all this tech I created, and not everybody has to have superpowers. And he's
I
like
have hover boots. It's kind of making fun of Batman and those characters, Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. Good shots.
That buddy
Animation
fucks
was
us up.
unbelievable.
We could break down every shot of this movie.
this movie
Every
was-
scene has such awesome camera
It
work.
looks amazing.
The
Yeah.
cinematography in this movie is really good.
Really good.
I
Really
think
so the-
Paul Chato was the one telling me on the Starship Troopers
Look at
stream
that.
that like the Pixar movies, they treat them like there's a real camera on set. But I don't think that's the case because with this movie, it's like a lot of these shots would be way too hard, way too difficult with a real camera.
Mhm.
Not necessarily, like unnecessarily difficult.
Well, but they have it in mind, you know, like you can
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, this is where the train's coming. So he's causing all kinds of goddamn damage.
Collateral damage. Yeah.
Collateral damage. It needs to happen.
So I don't know if you're gonna get the frame, but he's about to do one of my favorite things in the movie, whereas he flinches right before the train hits him. He like
Oh,
does this quick look to the side where he's like,
oh, there you go.
"Ah," and that hits him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah,
Gives-
this again.
CG some weight, and it gives the character a little fallibility.
Right. Yeah. And then
So many good
Buddy.
details.
Yeah, little tiny things. Yeah, but again, he's just, poor buddy just feels so fucking lonely. Poor guy. Fuck that guy. I hate that guy.
Get a hobby.
Yeah. And then he shows up to, I got to tell you, man, they got Samuel Jackson to look. I know it's all animated, but God, they did a great job with his character here. But yeah, he shows up and if you're like, oh, he's at a wedding. Ha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then boom.
Best supporting
wedding.
character.
Also,
Yeah.
Mr. Incredible's insignia is on the church, but also before that, like I said, he's the same two cops from the old lady, the tree.
Right.
And they're like, "Hey, wait, you let Mr. Bon Voyage gone?" And he's like, "Yeah, but don't worry, you'll find him." And they just
You'll find him.
look like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not liking him anymore, you know.
We'll get him. Don't worry. Yeah. And then they just she's a fucking giant, man. She's tiny, but she's packing, if you know what I mean.
She's built.
Oh, look, there's Vex in the background.
Yeah.
Edna Vex.
All the
Hello,
superheroes with capes.
Darling.
I can see your booty from here, darling. It's amazing.
Wait, hold this frame for a second, because all the characters come back. They're all like on the computer screens and on the stuff
At the
later.
end, yeah, towards the end, yeah.
All the ones in the second row are all the cape fatalities.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep. Great.
So great. Yeah, and then so what happens? He gets sued by the guy he saved. I like how he's like, I saved your life. He's like, nobody told you to save my life. You cheated me out of death. You cheated me out of my own death. It's like, Jesus.
Oliver
man.
Sandsweet.
You know, this plot point was in another Holly Hunter movie that you guys might know.
What?
Called Batman versus Superman.
Oh, well, I know it. I know it.
Wait. No.
Don't say his name, goddammit.
I won't.
Do not say his. Yeah. Don't do it, Andrew. Not 3 times or anything. Yeah, so like all these lawsuits starts happening, and then like between the guy suing them because he got hurt, and then the damage that they're causing, and of course, eventually, the government just kind of basically says, "Hey, you have to go into hiding. Just become regular people," And I love this little montage of the newspaper cycles and.
Oh right, Municiburg. They all have
Yeah.
all the cities have these stupid names.
This is
Metroville.
Yeah. And then you see him working as like an insurance, like what was it? Is he like, is an insurance
So it claims adjuster.
claims adjuster? Yeah,
Which
God,
means
what a-
deny people their money.
Yeah, God, what a fucking depressing.
So that's
job.
the same old lady with the cat.
Yes, it is.
No. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, wild, huh?
Still learning new things.
Yeah.
This movie's just packed, man.
Yeah, and I like how she calls him. She's like, "Well, we're officially moved in." He's like, "Yeah, we moved in a long time ago."
3 years.
3
ago.
years.
Yeah, 3 years ago. He's like, "Well, I unpacked the last box, so now we're officially moved in."
That's great, honey. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's great. Yeah, and you know what's funny too is like rewatching this as an adult, like obviously an older gentleman now compared to when it came out. You know, if you've ever worked in those kinds of jobs where you're not doing what you're meant to be doing, or at least something that's fulfilling, this is how I look sometimes day to day. And then I go into the chat and go, I hate my life. To Vex and Whitey, please kill me.
I know. I was watching this again earlier. I was like, poor
cannoli. But yeah, Craig T. Nelson's great. He was so good in this. But he's a good actor anyway. But yeah, like so she's pissed off. She's like upset because she's not going to get her claim, and then he's giving her like all this information, inside information. He's looking,
not help people.
Yeah, he's looking around and he's like, he's like, act upset, cry,
I'm
But
sorry, ma'am. There's
Norma
nothing
Wilcox.
to- Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry, ma'am. Yeah, there he is. thank
I
you,
don't know
Will.
if you guys noticed too, like while he's talking to that old woman, it's the
Mhm.
same old woman whose cat he rescues in the beginning.
Yeah,
We
we
just said
covered
that.
that, Vex. Where
You
you
just
been?
said that.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Whoa,
just
whoa,
sorry.
whoa.
I'm tinkering with my new watch. Okay.
Can
I'm
we
sorry.
get this for $14.99 on
She's making new
Amazon?
Edna
Yeah.
Mode avatars.
Well, thank you, Waylon, for the $1.99 super chat. How does Elastigirl fit dim cheeks into any? Well,
That's why it's a stretch, man.
elastic,
There you go.
it's a stretch. Yeah, yeah.
Double
Yeah, this
stretch
is-
lycra.
Yeah, this is where the son gets in trouble, and then the mom has to go to the prince. This fucking guy, dude. This teacher was cracking me up.
Oh, good.
Same
Yeah.
guy who does the voice for the Ratatouille guy. What's his name?
Yeah. I know you. Yeah, I can't think of the name, but I know you're talking
Chef.
Wait, which
about. Chef, the main
Oh,
chef.
The
Oh,
main
main
kid.
Chef dude.
Yes.
Yeah, so this teacher was one of the very first side characters that they did, which is why he's got weird proportions, but most of the other humans don't.
Yeah,
This is like one of the first shots that they did.
Nice.
Freezing a lot.
all right. And then so he sees that well he thinks that the son has been playing tricks, like putting a tack on his seat, but he can't prove it. And I love it. He's like, I got video, and they're like, oh shit, he finally got caught, and you still really can't make. They show you a quick little like this little flash that goes across the screen, but you
Like
still
a
really
Zach
can't.
Bagans video, like, look, you see it?
Yeah, you see it?
Yeah,
There he
just
is. There he
out of
goes.
focus briefly.
Yeah,
But it's funny because
There he-
like the idea is like he set up this camera without anyone knowing it, and the principal's like barely seeing this video for the first time, and he's like, "This
Mhm.
is embarrassing. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm sorry we called you down here."
It's so goddamn funny. Yeah, this is great though. And he's like, "You're just gonna let him walk," and then you see the kid smirk as he's walking out because he's like, "I got you."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a good. I like.
Party's
Yeah.
losing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a little conversation in the car about their powers, and the kids up. They're just they're not able to be who they are themselves.
It's
and
all the
like, well,
backstory you really need.
it's very simple and it's very easy, and there's no really need to go too deep into it, but you already know because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and of course it's going to go down. The kids are going to feel the same way, especially if they know that they technically have these skills and can't use it. They're being told, just don't show you have these skills.
Ash sets up the end of the movie here when he says, or his mom says, everyone's special, and Ash
Mhm.
says, well, that means no one is. And that's Syndrome's whole thing at the end. He's
Right.
like, everyone's going to be special.
Yep. This is where we get to meet Violet, the daughter, and she
Girl.
Yeah, I like how they're showing you what the kids are capable of too, like without having to go too heavy into like exposition. It's hey, the kid's fast, he can run, and this girl basically can disappear, and I think she has like a force field thing. You find out later, but at least they're kind of slowly introducing some of their powers, which I like. Or they don't have to really explain it; you just see it. This is fun. This is what I used to look like when I used to drive to work. Now that I work from home, I don't look like that anymore. Well, I just still throw shit around, but I don't look like that anymore. But seriously, like, who hasn't worked a job where you come home and you're just like, oh God, but my life is just not what I thought it would be. You know,
Time I've ever worked for another person, it pretty much felt like.
There you go, 100%, 100%. Yeah, so he's just, he's upset. He breaks his car, and then I like this where he slams the door, breaks the window, picks up the car, and the kid's just like, "What the fuck?"
It's just beautifully written. It's just like a silent movie.
It's cute. It's cute, is what they would say.
It tells a full story in 30 seconds. He's been trying to hold in his strength for 3 years now.
Right.
At least, I mean, I think that was like just since they moved from the last house they were in.
Yeah, this is just the one house. You're right.
It's probably been like, a lot longer than that.
Oh, that's right. All the kids and everything. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's cool. But yeah, I mean, the powers are all great. It's very, it's the best Fantastic Four movie ever. That's what I've always said.
It is.
Kidding. I didn't want to do the stream.
Our stream. Oh, he's back.
I didn't want to do the stream. It's cool. Hey, what do you know? I'm back. Thank you. Sorry, my internet was acting retarded and kicked me out. Yeah, this is where we get to meet the little. Was it Jack? Jack. So funny. Love that hair. That's how I see Whitey as a baby with that kind of hair.
Yeah, I always had a hair boner the whole time.
Nice, very nice. Fucking Jesus. Yeah. So and of course, like it's a typical family of like, just fucking. He's distracted. The mom's trying to take care of the kids. The kids are being fucking unruly, and it's everyday American family. Pretty much.
Yeah,
but
so she starts doing the gag with her mouth here, and the dad says, "Yeah, you make weird faces, honey." No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Well, we always joke about how everyone's addicted to their phones, but it's like, I mean, back then it was just addicted to the newspaper, just reading it at the table.
We had to look at each other and talk. God,
you
gay.
True.
Yeah. And then the dad breaks the glass. She's cutting the son's steak and breaks the plate. And he's like, "Here, just take mine. I'll go get another one."
Yeah.
And it's just typical stuff. Like, how was your day? Like, just typical family shit. Cause they are still a family. And I do like how they show just how disjointed they all are. Like, the kids are just always upset. The dad's unhappy. The mom's trying to keep things together. And then it just turns into a shit show. She even calls, "Honey, could you get in here, please?" And then he picks up the whole fucking table.
I need you to intervene.
Yeah.
I like how the subtitles are stuck on Harry Hardluck and Sally Sob Story.
Yeah, your captions are stuck.
It's
crazy. Oh, yeah, that is weird. What the fuck?
How's it doing
Try
that?
turning them off and on again?
Maybe. Let's do Chinese subtitles. How about that?
Now this is interesting. I know it's like they obviously have this like backstory with Dash and Frozone. First thing you do is like when he walks in the door is like put water in your mouth and spit it at him. And then he's like somehow obligated to like freeze it and then touch it with his hands.
Right.
You're not a germ person, are you?
Be like, I'd let it shatter. I'd let it fall on the ground like
it's
Dash
a game
won.
they usually play. I love it. It's a cute bit.
Yeah, you can impale somebody with their own spit. It'd be fun.
Oh yeah. Dude, I even think of that, like Frozone, like spitting in his hand and like making a spear out of ice and like throwing it at someone. Yeah.
What else can he do?
Oh yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Like he comes in his wife's face and it's like getting BB guns in your eyes. Ow!
Ouch!
Put an eye out.
Anyway.
Like a hailstorm in your face.
Jack, that's a good shot. Jack. Yeah, the doorbell rings and it's Samuel Jackson.
So, should we talk about their powers and why their powers are so awesome?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, Mr. Incredible is the dad. I mean, it's like Thing, super strength, foundation of the family. He's got to be super strong. And then, the mother is extra flexible, has to stretch herself thin. The son, hyperactive. He has speed powers. It's a speedster. And then, Violet, she's an insecure girl. So she has force fields and turns invisible.
Like shrinking
Jack.
Yeah.
Jack's unlimited potential, a lot of powers.
Well, they don't think he has any powers yet because Violet has
which
that says he's the only normal one and he's not even toilet trained.
Well, it implies that also that Violet and Dash, they must have had powers, been exhibiting powers like right out the womb or in the womb even.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys have a super speed child in your belly?
Nope.
Oh God!
Luckily, she's elastic, so like those lightning kicks to her uterus.
I was gonna say, I bet he came out real fast. Oh God! Yeah, so he's sneaking out of the house to, well, he's basically helping people. They
have
like
sex
this-
with whores. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, then he helps people.
Yeah, they just
after that.
We didn't see the scene before this where they all left the brothel.
Yeah. They cut that out in the Disney version.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for the TV version, they cut it out. But yeah, he's just he just wants to do good. So they're listening to the radio, or the fuck is it called? The
Scanner.
Yeah, to hear about what's going on as far as crime in the area, and even he's trying to talk him out of it. He's like, maybe we should actually go do what our wives think we're doing and go bowling.
How would that be?
He's also dropping the hilarious tidbit about villains monologuing.
Yep.
How he
We'll all come back.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, there's so many great setups and payoffs.
It's ridiculous. It's just littered with them. It's made out of setups and payoffs.
Yeah. Then you see them being watched by this chick, and then you're like, what the fuck is this? Who's watching them? Is it a government agency? Is it a villain possibly? But yeah, they do a good job of kind of
Him
making
and the
you
fat
guess.
guy are just sitting there talking.
Yeah, she
This is
doesn't even
fucking-
recognize him because he's so out of shape and so.
This is so funny. With they're in the building and they're like, well, he's like freezing. He's like, I'm out. What did he say? He's like, I'm out of water, or I'm out of.
There's no moisture in the air.
No moisture. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, well, you're Mr. Incredible. He's like, I can break break a wall down, but the whole building is gonna come down and all that. It's just fucking hilarious. This scene was good, but he ends up jumping through the wall of the building, and the whole thing does come down, which he says was going to happen anyway. But
hurry up, it's gonna get hot. Stick close to me. That'd be funny
Now-
if like you run out of the building and you realize like one of the persons that you're holding in your back is like your hair's on fire or something. You're like, oh shit.
This part's funny, but if this was made now with the black superhero being held up by a cop, this would be.
Of course, the cop shoots at him. Of course.
Of course.
He had a cup of water.
Yeah, this is what BLM's. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. But this is a funny scene because they're they got the mask on. They're in a jewelry store and they did to save a bunch of people. But of course, the cops were like, "What the fuck are you guys doing in here?"
Samuel L. Jackson had a similar scene in Die Hard with a Vengeance, which I actually like a lot. I love that movie.
Oh, good movie. Yeah, good movie. But this is pretty good. Sorry.
This scene right here with the camera work, when the camera follows the cops in, then it pans to the left. You see the hostages, pans to the right. There's no one there by the water fountain. And then instead of panning more to the right to see the guy frozen, the camera pans like a little bit, just a tiny bit, and then pulls back. And then the bullet is like frozen in the foreground.
Right.
And then when it cuts to the reaction shot of the frozen guy, it's like this awesome, it's like the camera pulls back, tilts down, and then booms up at the same time.
Yeah,
it's
good
just
work.
so great.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Film Comics Explain. Thank you. Damn, I forgot how thick Elastigirl was. Keep up the great work, guys.
How
You could
could you forget?
You could thank Edna Vex for that wonderful thumbnail, which apparently I might have to change after the stream. So,
did she have? Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
no, it's okay. Yeah, well, they saved the day, and I love this. He comes home, he's just kind of sneaking around, like typical good wives. They're up waiting, and you know how the men can't get away with anything anyway. So they have this nice argument. But
he knows someone's watching.
He did take a bite of the cake, though. Was that
No, that's clearly how a man eats cake. You eat the cake with your hands, or same thing with pie. You grab it like a pizza slice, and you just.
I told you, use your.
But did it have to be chocolate cake though? I mean,
I love chocolate. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just never mind.
Look,
I love chocolate cake, but the insinuation is that
you're being dirty. Yeah, I was like, do you ever see Matilda? That cake, that's the cake I want, for my birthday or whatever. Chocolate on chocolate with chocolate.
Yeah, but I love their relationship because this is how it like this would be like me and Sassy, me sneaking out. I'm coming home. I'm eating food. And she's
rubble.
yeah. But, they've been together so long. They know each other so well.
Structurally unsound. It was going to come down anyway.
It's going to come down anyway. Yeah, and I like this part here where he's talking about the sports. Right, he wants a kid to get into sports, and she's like, you're not.
Yeah, the normal part of life of being normal that he wants. He wants to see his son run around and play ball, and shit like that.
Yeah. And then Vex
Also
brought up a
with,
great point about the participation trophy part. how, and even back then he was saying, no participation trophies. He's better. He's better. You know what I mean? Like, let's not reward everybody for being mediocre, not mediocre, but just being the like, winners win. Sorry, we're gonna.
Bob actually calls it psychotic. He says it's psychotic. Participation trophies.
Well, I was gonna say how I love how it's obvious that they've had this argument before, like lots of times, because they just kind of go right into it. And then also my favorite is when Mr. Incredible screams at his wife, she screams back and like gets like a foot taller than him.
Yeah.
Like she has to, look down on him. And then of course, when you realize the kids are there, she immediately like shrinks back to normal size.
Back down. Yep.
And also I loved how they're very open and communicative to each other, where it's like, hey, we're just having a discussion. It's like pretty loud discussion.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing better than most families at the end of the day.
Exactly.
They trust each other enough.
Not like today. They just text each other.
Shazam logo right there.
Ah, come on.
Wait, where was it? Oh, yeah.
The danger sign.
That's right.
Totally the Captain Marvel.
I've been muted this whole time. Oh,
I was wondering why you're not talking. Yeah.
Well, no wonder why the stream was so quiet.
With the conversation between Bob and Helen, I was just gonna throw in they've had the conversation a lot, but also if we just go back, it's not I'm better than not I'm better.
Right.
They're not the script doesn't make it a point for them to walk over each other to make one seem better than the other. And on top of that, it's a very just like a more traditional stance on father-mother parenting. So the mother is just always like, oh, we should do this and yada yada. But the father's always just like, no, that's stupid. And that's something that's lost in a lot of fatherhood these days, which is why you have all these kids that are like, Mom, I'm bipolar, even though they're 32 and live in the basement and just got the diagnosis off TikTok kind of deal, So
mother's not always right.
Girl,
so there's a healthy pushback where it's like they're trying to. It's not that they're domineering over one another, but they're also putting out a good point and trying to where's the middle ground where we can kind of figure out how to raise our children and also keep a strong relationship at the same time. So
you mean like a healthy family? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's just like this movie is unintentionally so based in a lot of the just underlying social commentary.
Well, that's like all the Pixar movies, or at least the early ones, have the same underlying message of self-improvement. And this one is very no different with the self-improvement, but also, back to like their dynamics, the mother and father, like they don't seem to be trying to neither of them are trying to get like the last word in. That's not important to them.
Yeah.
As long as they reach a consensus
It's not I'm the winner of this argument. I have to win this argument. I just need you to hear me is more the
100%. Yeah, if it was made today, it would be I'm the winner of the argument. But I
love the pencil, how it says your life is in our hands.
The pencils are all lined up, like correctly lined up.
What I loved about this is like without having to say it, he's a pencil pusher. To an insane degree. He sharpens these pencils, he lines it up. He's got the 4 clocks on the wall behind him, which all have the same time. He even has to straighten out the memo on the desk. And it's not that he's unhappy because Bob did something bad and like telling that old woman, you don't want to look at this. It's just like, no, I don't like the fact that you're being you're actually being helpful to our customers. Right?
He's losing money. Yeah. Big shout out to Wally Shawn, who plays the boss.
He's fantastic.
He's in everything.
And it's like look at this office. It's like a typical corporate, very cold.
It's bad when this is one of the best offices in the building. Like this is
seriously.
He's got that coveted window, which has got a view of a shitty alley and trash cans.
Look at the chart on the wall. It's just a flat line.
Right.
Things. You gotta like to keep things flat.
Yeah.
It's also like obvious that this isn't the first time he's had this like discussion with his boss getting yelled at. He knows like what he's gonna say next. Right. And then like I read that like the little memo he has is
that face.
The memo he has talks about it says like specifically in the memo that like you're going to be billed hourly for parking and all the electricity you use is going to be deducted from your paycheck and all this other crap. It's like, dude, working here would suck.
Yeah. That face though, where he's just I've worked at corporate offices before, and it's like, this is how I look every day, going in, punching in, quotas and all this bullshit. It's like, I might complain about my job now, but I work for a great guy. He's like my best friend. I work for my best friend. So I'm not micromanaged. So as much as it can be stressful, it's nothing like what I used to go through with this kind of shit. It's torture.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
this
also on the defensive if you're in someone else's space. You know what I mean? Like you don't
100%.
You don't really belong there. So
Right. And then he sees the guy in the alley robbing someone, and he's just, because that's his nature, right? It's his instinct to be like, I gotta help that person. And he keeps trying to tell him,
there's a
keeps
man
getting
in
his
the alley. Getting robbed.
face.
And then,
Yeah,
and
he's
then
like
the boss's reaction is so hilarious. Well, let's hope we don't cover him.
yeah.
But also a very interesting thing that I didn't notice until recently was like, if you go back a few frames, Mr. Incredible and this whole office scene is very like dull, like the colors are looted. But the second he sees the robbery, we cut back to Mr. Incredible in that next page, that next still, and the saturation goes up.
His face,
his faces get, yep, yeah. It's great though.
Feel alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then this is where he tells him, if you walk out that door, you're fired. And it's like, oh shit. Because how many times have you been? I mean, again, if you've been in a situation where you're just unhappy and frustrated, it's going to boil over eventually. And that little
this
push.
is also just like, this is a nice way to kind of inadvertently tell your viewers now what Bob's just not this guy who likes to be a superhero because it's a thrill ride, as like the opening kind of alluded to. It's like this is a guy who knows what is good and what's bad, what's right and what's wrong.
Well,
and
did you say
even
right? White is right, Vex.
What's
Amen,
right.
brother.
And
That's
like
the
even 15 plus years, even though he's still working a desk job and being a pencil pusher, he still knows what the right thing is to do, even if it might
100%.
screw him over. So again, it's a great way of just enforcing like these are where your real values should be, right? Because these days people put work and all these other things over what is best for everything.
His boss is an asshole. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's a prick.
He has it coming, Yep.
He says, I love the close up of the doorknob. It's all like squished in his hand,
Yeah.
And my favorite though, like, he tells him like, you almost lost your job, and he gets strangled and then thrown through 3 walls. And that's why, or 4 walls. And that sound effect, when he comes through that first wall, you can hear like, like as he comes in. It's so awesome. And
it's fantastic. Yeah, and he knows what he did was wrong because he's not unaware, but he, and this guy here is like their fixer. He's always been the fixer. He fixes things for them, and and I love again all the backstory and just one little scene about how they've moved multiple times because of him doing these things, and not because it's a bad thing, like Vex said. It's just this is his nature. Like he's just not. This guy's not meant to be in a fucking office for 10 hours a day.
Yeah, do you think the agent's like, nah, you're right, he's an asshole, don't worry about it? I mean,
no, because the liaison guy, he's like he's a government dude that he's all run down because he's been trying to cover up shit like this for 15 years. He's just like, look, Bob,
don't act like we don't all have our own FBI handlers. The difference is we just don't know them.
We just don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Italian. I had one when I was. We've had them since we were born, Enzo. We're Italians.
Yeah.
it's like a law. That's what the FBI stands for. Yes, forever bother Italians. Haha.
Jamalama's probably our handler. We don't even realize it.
Oh, you think so? You think so?
Like in the chat, like steering us their way.
Yeah, witness protection. Yeah. So he's like, this is the last time I'm fixing anything. I get you. I can help you move if you want. But he's like, this is it. We're done. We can't keep doing this. It's too expensive, and it's just too much of a pain in the ass.
But just yesterday, Mrs. Incredible was talking about how they finally unpacked everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like timing. And it's like if he had come home and told her like you got fired, like he was supposed to, everything,
she'd lose it.
And what is that kid? So that kid on the bike standing there again, and he says, "So what do you expect?" Or he says something amazing.
Waiting for something amazing to happen.
Yeah, me too. And he goes, "Me too, kid, me too." And it's like, oh man. Poor guy.
Something amazing does happen. He has a 1960s iPad drop out of his suitcase, which is interesting. No, but seriously though, this is another thing that's interesting. Like if he had not gotten fired today, there would have been there would have been more of a reason for him to say no.
Well, he's at rock bottom right now.
Right.
There's nothing else holding him back.
It's the
so
worst
the fact that he
time
got fired is another amazing happenstance,
Yeah.
Well, I guess the way the message is worded, so like, yeah, he gets this and he's like, we have this problem at this island. We have built these robots, but now the robots have become too smart and we need your help, Mr. Incredible, right? But
Right.
even then it's alluded in her message that regardless of whether he got fired or not, it's just like, we'll triple your salary to what you're making right
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
So in like the dialogue sets it up, so it's not. It may seem like a coincidence, but she was prepared either way because she knows that Bob is miserable at this job.
True.
Yeah, he's
She
not
also
happy.
is
Point
tailing
is-
him, right? So
The point is, though, like I don't. Mr. Incredible's such a good guy. He might turn it down because it's not what his wife would want, and it's not what he's technically supposed to be doing. Even though he
Mhm.
probably would pick a job, he probably would take the job. I'm just saying there would be much more of a debate going on in his morality compass there.
Mhm.
I gotcha. But even then,
Yeah.
it's like I don't think the debate is that strong because it's either
Right.
oh, I take a job that directly conflicts with where my priorities should be lying, or I go
Right.
and find another job, which is what my wife would.
Right.
So it's like either way, he still made the wrong choice. He picks what he immediately wants, but again,
Mhm.
all of his actions say that he still. The fact that he still comes home all the time and he's still there for his wife, it's like, yeah, I'm doing this for me, but like the benefit is there for the family as well.
Right.
Yeah,
So
Bob's-
it
yeah,
never
Bob's
really seems
judgment-
like he's being selfish.
Bob's judgment is not that great, but his ultimate weakness as a superhero is his inability to not do good.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if he did take the job, he probably still wouldn't have told Helen. He probably would have just quit his
Yes.
job and
Not yeah.
secret
Yeah.
still.
Or taking
Yeah.
vacation or something. Yeah.
Gone bowling, if for real,
Look-
you know?
Look at his expression change from the office to the, like he's just all happy and
The
like look, I'm
music.
sure. Yeah, I'm gonna be Mr. Incredible again.
I also love how one of the magazines is called Glory Days because like earlier Helen's like,
Yep.
stop living in the glory days. And
There's
it's like
so
him
much
on the
great
cover.
stuff on the wall. There's so much great detailing in there.
Yeah.
I love it when the smoke alarm goes off and the
Smoke
smoke
alarm goes off. Yeah.
Sprinklers.
dash starts yelling.
I don't think sprinklers are the way to go in your house. Like the odds of like the risk that they could go off on accident at any moment is
Just like that.
not a risk I'm
Yeah,
willing to
really.
take.
But
It's
it
just
is
trying
funny.
off everything. So funny. And you know, she's aware. She recognizes that. She even says, "Hey, you know, I know you're not happy. You miss your hero days, but thank you for trying anyway." You know, and you know, they got a cute,
That suffering
adorable
means a lot
relationship.
to me.
Yeah, your misery means a lot. No, she's thinking of the greater good of protecting the family.
Yeah.
So, and then he, you know, it's a tough situation because you don't want to be caught. You don't want to, you know, expose the. Well, she exposes that ass, but she doesn't want to expose the family. Excuse me, God. Yeah. So this is where he goes off. What is this chick's name again?
Helen.
Helen. Sorry. Thank you, Rex.
Mommy.
Yeah. Everybody's mommy to you. God damn it, Andrew.
And what's her name again? Mirage?
Helen.
Is that? No.
Oh no, the wife's Helen. Yeah. No, I think it's Mirage. Yeah.
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 Voiced by the lady from the Second Civil War and a bunch of other movies. Oh, she's her name's escaping me. She's wonderful. Point is,
We get it. Yeah, she's just going through all the what's going to happen and what they're. This part was funny. So he has to go out and basically fight this big robot that. Well, you find out later what it was created for, but she's just telling him that it's a threat. So they're trying to squeeze him through the machine, and you know, middle-aged dude who hasn't been fighting crime for a while. He's a little around the midriff. He's a little, you know, he's not as snug as he used to be.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a little round.
He's also very cocky. He's very like, yeah, shut down the machine. Don't get killed. Do it quickly. I hear you.
Yeah,
I've seen it before. But also, I have always said before that I like the idea that a guy with superhuman strength would be either fat or skinny. The idea is like, you can't, it's only until you start like bench pressing with locomotives do you actually like start building definition because you're so strong. Resistance is what helps build muscle. So like, you know, the idea that he would actually be like a big, portly, like barrel-chested man is much better.
I want to bring up the name of the island if we haven't already. It's No Manasa. No man is
No
an
man-
island. It's
No man is an
island.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's the
Need
message of the
help.
movie. That's why you
Need
need your
help.
whole you need to work together.
Yes. Very smart. Yeah. So he's just hunting. He's skipping around and running around looking. And he finally gets to. Well, this is the machine, right? It's
The
chasing him.
Omni Droid,
The Omni Droid. Yeah.
version 8.
Yeah, it's
I think
early
that's so
version.
cool.
Yeah, it was a great scene. The action scenes in this movie were fantastic.
Dude, yes. And this is like the first scene that really like, holy shit, this is
Look at
like
that
high
thing.
octane action. And the fact that, dude, the spherical design of the robot, like
Look at
rolling
that.
and stuff, that's like game changing design right there.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it has propulsion and helicopters, and it's like an iron sphere.
Soon, Flaccid, soon.
Big problem.
We get to it soon. Yeah, it's fantastic. And then this whole fight that he has down on this lava pit. And I love it. He throws it into the lava and he's like, this is over now, right? And the thing just sneaks up the other direction. It's, oh, man.
Yeah. And he's got his back pulled out. His sciatica is bothering him. And then the creature's like molten, like red hot, and spitting like blades of death at it.
He just made it worse because he made it 1,000 degrees.
1,000 times hotter.
Yeah.
I got to tell you something. Rewatching this movie, because it's been so damn long in Dolby Vision HDR. Holy shit, these colors just pop right out at you. I'm like, wow. Yeah, because they remastered it in Dolby Vision. It's like, holy shit, man. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah, so he cuts the what happens? So he makes the thing penetrate.
He jumps on the lava, on the little lava rock, and then the creature grabs him and starts like trying to pull him in half, and then in his head, and then he does this like little chuckle, and he rips the claws off, jumps inside of it, and then causes the thing to like stab itself, and then like pull his own brain out.
Unbelievable.
Basically making it punch itself.
Punch itself to the
hitting yourself.
Yeah. And this is where you see the villain here. And you don't know it's the villain technically yet. I mean, you're kind of getting an idea of what's maybe coming, but you don't know who it is. And he's like, invite him up. And this cool lava room. This lava room is awesome.
That's so great. And the door, like I love the idea that the door to the room might kill me at any moment, like close too quickly, or let's say I trip. It could happen. But also, apparently this was supposed to be a totally different villain. And because they had spent so much time like designing little Buddy after Brad Bird, they just thought that it would be better. Because like apparently Brad Bird, he's the first guy to get hired to direct a Pixar film that didn't work at Pixar, and he was like outsider, and he asked for a big panel, a big crew of like all the troublemakers at Pixar to make this movie, and because he knew they would just push the boundaries. And one of the things that inadvertently they did was like model the villain after him. Apparently, I don't think the director shouldn't be like he's like your friend. He's like a professional. You like him, you respect him, but he's not your friend. Director's the boss.
He's your boss. He's not your best buddy. And you should have a barbecue with him once in a while. But
maybe just kind of get some ideas.
They spent a long time on production on this, a long time behind the scenes. It was years they were animating, so they were just revising and rewriting and drawing and
So he
great
basically
montage.
Great montage. I was just gonna say it's fantastic, and you look how happy he is. He's serving he thinks he's helping. He's getting a new car. He's spending time with his family.
He's starting to wear like designer clothing and has a nicer car. Yeah, he's playing catch with his son, which is a great setup.
Go along. And then he's working out, like you said, with fucking trains.
Right.
It's like his workout.
If I was Superman and I was going to a gym lifting like regular 250-pound weights, I'd never get muscle definition. You'd have to and do the train people like know he's here doing this? Does he have like a permission?
Right. Well, maybe he's going. No, I was going to say because it's making it seem like it's either really late or early in the morning.
I mean, let's say you work at the train yard and you see a guy like doing this kind of exercise with a train. Are you really going to say something to him?
Alone.
Nope.
Yeah.
You're
good,
good, bro.
Good day.
Yeah.
Take a photo.
Keep going.
Okay, so this scene right here, talk about how what Adam was saying about how long the scene of him putting his hand through his costume through the rip was like one of the longest scenes to figure out how to do.
Oh yeah,
apparently it took him like years to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, even collision physics now don't even work that well. So yeah,
but it's funny because it's like a 3-second clip.
Violet's hair took like half the fucking production. Like they couldn't figure out how to do it. Well, no one had ever done that many strands. Yeah, it was just one of those things you avoided in computer animation. You just do not give someone long hair.
Monsters Inc. was before or after this?
After.
Right. Okay, because that explains. Because I remember seeing Monsters Inc. and thinking, Sully's hair when he's like, especially when he's like in the Yeti place, in the Himalayas.
No, I think
Monsters
Inc. was before this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Inc. looks
Yeah,
newer.
2001. Monsters Inc. was 2001. This is 2004.
Wow.
Oh, I'm bad.
That was hard.
My bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
this movie actually was released early because Brad Bird was like, he actually, it's like Clint Eastwood.
It was
You want
fast.
to deliver
It was
movies
ahead of schedule. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to deliver movies on time and under budget.
Yep.
And they don't really care what kind of movies you're making as long as you're doing those two things. Like you're gonna get in favor of the production company.
Yeah. That's hilarious. You look at this badass. He's like, yes, I'm Mr. Incredible.
Yes, I fuck. How about you?
You see my wife's cake, bro?
Well, weirdly, when he leaves right there, he doesn't actually like. Or no, it's the next time when he goes to the island again. He doesn't.
The
look
island,
at
yeah.
stuff. He doesn't look at her.
Well, the other thing that's great is, and this is probably a 1960s thing. And by the way, I didn't realize this movie took place in the 60s until on a recent watch through where it had subtitles, and you realize like Edna's saying like 58, 57 when she's talking about the Cape guys. I didn't even put together that that's the year. So it's like, oh man. So I only realized the 60s thing like I think maybe a couple years back, which is awesome. But I think that's another thing is like this ability to see a friend you haven't seen in a long time and just right away be like, holy shit, you're fat. What happened to you?
Yeah,
that's
I'm
amazing.
gonna,
My God, you've gotten fat.
I'm gonna fix the captions again real quick. Vex, you want to give us a little Edna of what's she saying here to Mr. Incredible? You want to?
Welcome, darling. You want a new suit?
What just happened? Oh my God, that is great.
What do you want?
What about capes? Capes?
No.
Well, I was doing something. No capes.
No capes. She was fucking fantastic. There you go.
When this movie came out, because I was a bit of a rebellious child in high school.
You?
You just say you were an emo kid. It's okay. We understand.
Okay, we love
I
you.
was an
Vex.
emo kid, but also I always had Sharpies on me. So we just like go around to like crossing. No, we just went around to crossing signs and we just write no capes. So it'd be like, this is the prohibited area. No capes.
Okay.
Oh, but yeah, thank you. She needs to have a judgmental look on her. There you go. See, Vex, can you do that?
I can put the Indian one back up. That she
yeah.
Yeah, and just change it. No, darling. No, darling.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
And it's funny because like I've always liked the idea of having like the superhero with the big flowing awesome cape that goes down to his calves. But yeah, this movie is kind of like disillusioning about that. Like yeah. The cape looks cool, but realistically, it'll probably just be more of a nuisance than anything. Especially like when you have a Batman-sized cape that like touches the ground.
Yeah, like this movie just kind of systematically rips apart a lot of the superhero tropes, or at least tries
100%.
to add like some depth to it. So even just like the beginning, it opened the door for all these superhero lawsuits. I'm like, oh dang, you don't see that happening anywhere. I think the Avengers films tried to do that with the whole Sokovia Accords like storyline. But even then, it's like it's really just introduced so that they can have the next like 4 or 5 films happen, and that's it. There's no actual outcome to it or consequence to it.
The MCU forgot that existed.
Right.
Real
The MCU forgot a lot of things.
I quite enjoy that for a children's film. Like this does, it kind of embraces you in ways that you don't expect a children's film to do. It's very adult.
This is a family film. This is all ages. Like I said in the chat, like 7 to 70. You can watch this movie.
Thank you, Gord King, for the $2 super chat. Yes, no to capes. Yes to cakes, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, cakes.
Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Chocolate cake.
Yeah, so this is where the wife comes home, or the husband comes home, and she already knows what's happening, right? Does she know? Because she didn't.
No, I think she thinks he's having an affair.
He thinks he's having an affair.
They just don't say it because it's family film,
Yeah,
but it's definitely suggested.
She finds a blonde hair at some point.
Right.
A white hair. A long silver strand of hair.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh,
so she's suspicious.
He's looking at himself and checking out the mirror and all that stuff. He leaves her again.
Yeah, and he's on the jet going to the island again.
Mimosa?
He's got his new suit.
Bro, this is so cool though, how this plane goes under the water. What a shot. Under the water into this like secret underwater cave. Oh god, it's so and you see, there you go, Andrew. There's some legs for
eating his shrimp cocktail.
Those are too thin. Holy cow!
Yeah, those are.
You said
those
you
are-
called her mommy before, though.
No,
yeah,
Helen.
for later.
Oh, you were
Helen
talking
Parr.
about. Oh, I'm sorry.
Both
You
of
meant
them.
Helen.
Both of them.
Yeah, both
Okay,
of them though.
okay. I got
There
you. Yeah. So they're just in the elevator. Yeah, it's a nice view. Shit. Nice shot again. Yeah. Yeah, this
Your
is,
suit
again.
looks great.
Yep. Just Helen looking at the old suit.
And then also the awesome waterfall elevator levitation system. It's so great.
It's fantastic.
It's very
Hello, darling.
yeah, all that 50s Art Deco Gucci style.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
So this is where Helen's talking to Edna, and yeah, doesn't she say come over or something like you want to know what your husband?
Come over in an hour. Yeah.
You've already
That's
seen
not how
the suit. I gotta show you the new suit that I made. And she's like, "What are you talking about?" What's even better is like she
Telling
gets
about
suspicious because
Bob's
she's vacuuming, right? And like
Yeah.
she goes into his room and you hear all the crumbs. Like his room needs to be vacuumed every time.
Yep.
And then she notices the stitching on the suit, and that just triggers the whole thing.
Oh, look who it is. It's Buddy. But he has a new name.
Syndrome.
I mean, Syndrome.
So all
Named
this
after
time
Hero Syndrome.
he's being played, and he's just giving away, like, he's basically telling him, you treated me like, in his mind, he treated me like shit, and they had a little flashback.
Oh, Stupenza just blew my mind. Hero Syndrome. I didn't even ever pick that up.
Right.
Oh,
See?
He does.
See?
And there's a funny piece of dialogue. He's like, "Oh my god, you've got me monologuing." And earlier in the car, when he's like, he starts monologuing. I was like, oh,
Yeah. Another thing I didn't notice until yesterday was like when he goes into the big boardroom, there's a giant Syndrome S on the table.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't notice that?
Yep.
But
I do love that he's just a lunatic, but it's not like over the top. It's like just enough.
Just enough to not go
Lunatic-ness.
too far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob
I
wouldn't
agree.
know what that S on the table was because this is the first time
Right,
he's
no, of
seen
course.
Syndrome in costume. So yeah.
Yep.
Is this the scene where he reveals the plan, or that comes a bit later?
He's
No,
monologuing, which is where he
He
lives.
reveals the whole plan about how he's going to sell off his tech so everyone can be
No.
superheroes?
Right
That's
now,
later.
he's just
That's
talking
later.
about.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is
he's
later.
talking about how he has 0 point energy, which is a real, 0 point energy. I mean, dude,
Good
you could
shot.
point the idea of like pointing a ray at something and it becomes weightless.
Mhm.
Like that's
Mhm.
so cool. But yeah, he's
So
just
yeah,
talking about how he's gonna get rich inventing weapon. He got rich inventing weapons or stuff. That's how he affords all this volcano stuff. It's kind of more backstory than anything.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Then
Gay
he's-
Scream.
Yeah, God. Poor
Cyclops.
guy. Cyclops, yeah. Then he sees on the wall across from him, and it's like spelled out Kronos.
Yeah, but he
that
only
laser.
sees it after because the corpse is pointing at the wall, I think, and then so Bob has to turn around and line up the letters to see the message.
Yep. Yeah. Then he hides behind the corpse while his little robot detectors are come up and down. And, the thing tells him that he's terminated. This is the fucking funniest part. Edna just kills it in this scene with the wife. I mean, oh God, it's so goddamn funny.
Just running her over. Just absolutely running her over.
Darling. Yeah, this is fantastic.
She has a little fashion show ready for the reveal.
Yeah, new clients.
Fucking
we got to show these products to the new clients.
But even on the conveyor belt, it's like very catwalky. Like very staged.
It's
Notice
great.
Helen's baggy clothes.
Those are mom's clothes, dude.
Those are MILF clothes. I mean, mom's clothes.
That's what moms wear.
Yeah. And I love this. Look, it's fire resistant, darling.
I'm burning your child.
Yeah.
1,000 degrees.
Yeah. She's going through all the different costumes she's made for the whole family. And
What do you think the baby will be doing? Well, that's
There
best
she
to be
goes.
prepared. I don't know, darling.
I don't know, darling. And I made yours super elastic as far as you can stretch.
Without breaking.
Without hurting yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love
That's
how
a
you can just
tracker.
she can just shoot rockets in that little room she has, and like it doesn't blow out the glass or anything.
Nothing.
She has rockets. That's great on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
come
love
on.
when she goes into the room. She's like Edna Mode, and the fucking giant gun comes and points at
Yeah.
Ellen. And is like, oh, and guest.
And guest. Oh God, yeah. And Helen's just like, no, we're not superheroes. My husband's on it. Like, we're done. We're retired. Like, why are you trying to get us back into this? And
oh, really?
Do you know where your husband is? Of
Yeah.
I do.
Do you
Like,
want to know? Yeah.
Do you
It was a cool
totally
scene.
100%?
The night scenes look fucking great in this movie too. Lighting was just fantastic.
Yeah, this is another one of my favorite parts is when he hurls this
yeah,
thing
dude. Mm-hmm.
Because it's got two guards, right? You see the two guards, and you know the empty the track that's like short circuiting comes up to them with no transport on it.
Yeah, there's
you just
no
hear
car
Craig
left
T.
on it.
Nelson. You just hear him like from the far distance, like, "Rah!" And then like the fact that it goes up and blocks out the moon, like eclipses it. It's so great.
It crashes into them. Oh God. Surprised it didn't kill him. Well, actually, one of the guards starts moving. I was like, how is he not dead?
Yeah. Well, he's in a coma for sure. At least.
Yeah.
He
broke some bones. He broke.
I
some
love
bones.
that he pegs him with a rock from 300 yards too.
Right.
And it's also not the kind of attack that'll like arouse too much suspicion.
Yeah,
because like, you know, it looks like he just fell from the roof, and it's like he's not like shot or serious. You know, who knows? So it's kind of just like, you know, man down. Don't necessarily sound the alarm just yet.
You like how he picks up this statue thing and he's going to go through the lava with it, and then the door opens. He's like, oh shit. Yeah, it looks a little heavy, but he's Mr. Incredible.
Like,
so, you know.
You remember that 25-foot statue being in another part of the room? Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, he's certain. He's not. He's not perfect.
No. Yeah. This is where he goes to the computer, and so he knows the password because he saw it on the wall.
Cerebro.
Cerebro. Yeah. So he gets the whole plan.
Well, he doesn't know what it is yet. It just
but it starts revealing slowly as like he's going
pay
to
off like everything else in this movie.
I like
also,
how
at the same time, Helen's like finding out the truth about her husband. You know.
Yep. You should call in the office, and they're like, she's like, oh, because he told her she's going to like a meeting or something out of town, and they're like, no, he was fired. You're like, wait, what? Yeah, he doesn't work here anymore. But
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. So they're
going once it pivots to what's it, Omnidroid version like 4 or 5, when it becomes a ball. Like that is such a game changer. Like the idea that this thing is on like little 2 wheels with little claw hands. Like, okay. But now it's like a ball with like 5 claw hands, you know, and they all retract and
R&D
jets on them.
R&D.
R&D. Yeah, and then there you go. So he's going. Yeah, is this where he's learning that they're all being killed off at this point?
Yeah.
And then he sees the
There's files on everyone. Some of them are dead. Some of them are missing. Some of them he killed.
Right. Then he sees the plan of putting the Omnidroid into the rocket and having it go to the city and just kind of destroyed. And and this is the tracker. So he's actually about to get out, and then the trackers that they have in the suits. Finally
fucks him up real bad.
Yeah, she turns it on, and these fucking things, man, they're just
that
like
the coolest trap. The coolest.
And even he's not strong enough to break through them all. It's like that's crazy. But yeah, she's upset, you know, naturally, because she thinks she has been being lied to, and yeah. I like how Edna's just like, all right, shut the fuck up, basically. Who are you?
Balls, that ball trap, that gave me nightmares as a child.
Bro, seriously.
Yeah.
Imagine being trapped into those things, because it does suffocate, right? It encases his whole body.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
yeah.
God,
I mean, imagine a glue trap. Like glue traps are like such a cruel way to kill animals, you know? But like, imagine that for like people. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. I like how Edna
like
yells
imagine
at
like
her.
in the future we have like crowd disbursement type like things, and it's just like just stick them to a wall.
Well, riot foam is a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They will spray riot foam.
Yep. I love how so she's telling the kids, I gotta go. I'm gonna go. You know, your dad might be in trouble, and of course, kids being kids are not being disobedient. They're just curious, and then you know they find them costumes, and they're just like, we want to help, and it's better off if you don't go. But
your dad's either in trouble or he's going to be.
Well, she's about to make the same mistake that he made, which was not telling her what was happening. I mean, that's how he gets caught, is because he didn't tell Helen where he was, right? She needs the tracker to find him. So she's about to keep the kids at home and make the same mistake, not keeping the family together.
Right. Yeah, so she's a pilot. She borrows a plane from an old friend, and she's pretty badass, man. She's a pilot. She's a ex-superhero.
Okay, so originally, you see the picture of the guy that loans her the plane in her bedroom or whatever. Not in a dark way. Originally, he was fully written into the script, and he was going to fly her there. And it took him a long time to figure out. Well, first of all, we're going to have to kill this guy now. But second of all, why can't Helen be a pilot? Problem solved.
Well, Brad Bird was very adamant that we had to have a death in the movie, so it raised the stakes, like a death of somebody that we cared about, because this is the first time we're making a Pixar movie that's a little more heavy. And the main reason why the animators didn't want to do it because it's expensive. We got to create another character, but in the side effect of also eliminating the characters, it makes the scene way more intense, and that was something that Brad Bird really had to push back on, wanted to put Wanted in the movie, and it took some time for him to finally like concede and say, all right, we won't do it. And honestly, I think in hindsight, it's a better move.
I don't think they need, I don't even think they need the death, because they have the scene before when Mr. Incredible finds out that they're killing a bunch of superheroes. In that moment, like as a kid, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah,
it's like his friend's body. The veil is uncovered, and like this whole thing, and of course the music in that scene is amazing as well.
Not to mention all the evil henchmen that get killed in this movie.
Especially at the end.
So that scene alone, where Mr. Incredible finds everything out, like you, like as a kid, you're just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah,
and then he gets caught, and you're like, is he dead? What's going on? And then Helen's coming over to him, and it's like, oh God. So I think the stakes are handled really well.
Very well. Yeah.
And what's great is like, Jason Lee's monologue or not, speech here where he's like, you just had to go and spoil the fun, call for help. Like, why does Mr. Incredible do that?
And then he figures out that he knows them because he's like, oh no, because he hears them, the wife calling out. He's like, oh, you
and his
do know
immediate
them.
reaction is to kill them with missiles.
Kill them all. Yeah.
That's evil.
Yeah.
Want to know who they are. He's just like, all right, you know them? They die.
This was funny with the babysitter.
Carrie,
she's like, the mom's, Helen's like, I don't know if I'm comfortable. Oh, it's okay. I can handle him.
You guys have the DVD, right? And watched Jack Attack?
Yeah.
I've seen Jack Attack. Yes.
Okay.
Hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. And so this is where she realizes the missiles are coming. Yeah. At one point, didn't she say she tells the kid to put a force field around the
it's coming
plane?
up.
Oh yeah,
it's coming up.
Yeah,
because she first she tries like evasive maneuvers and also trying to talk them down. Yeah, she uses like totally correct airplane lingo that Helen Hunt learned.
Holly
Hunter, excuse me. Sorry. And
one of those hunts.
I caught myself as soon as I said it, but yeah, like she says some great radio lingo, like talking into the blind. Meaning, we haven't established a two-way communication yet. What does she say? Friendly spite. Meaning,
you can't even remember.
You're firing a missile at friends.
Yep.
But then, towards the last minute, she's like, she just looks at Violet and is like, you got to put a force field around the plane. And
Violet's like hesitant. She's like, I don't, because she doesn't know what her capabilities are because she's always told to suppress her power. So it's like she's a little afraid, and it's I would say it's a stressful situation. You're kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, the kids act like kids in this situation.
Thank you.
Cracking jokes. They're like actually afraid.
Yeah, the shot of them looking out the window at 3 missiles, like right along both sides of them, is so awesome and intense. And
Dash is kind of funny in this situation, not because he's making jokes. It's just because he's being in character. Like he's just like ADHD brain, like and it's just like that situational humor for him. And then it's good humor that isn't supposed, like it's not intentionally supposed to be funny. It's just environmental humor.
Natural.
Because these kids are terrified.
It's also a good thing that Edna, showed that her suit, Helen's new suit, can withstand explosions.
Yep. Yeah, but a plane's falling on you too. That kind of helps.
Oh yeah,
to save you from that. But yeah, and Mr. Incredible is like, oh shit.
Not just the hair, but also I remember Helen's like wet hair specifically in that scene when they're in the ocean. Is like, wow.
Yeah.
You know?
And then he tries
Pixar's
to
the only type of movie that can make you marvel at like wet hair. You're like, whoa.
Oh, it looks for 2000. Yeah, it was fantastic looking.
I remember in Finding Nemo when Marlin sticks his head out of the water and he's wet.
It was all wet. Yeah.
And I was like, what? How did they do that?
How did you do that? But yeah, this is where Mr. Incredible tries to grab Syndrome, and the girl pushes him out of the way, and he even says it's sadistic when he's like, "I'll break her like a tooth." He's like, "Show me." Like, go because he wants to.
I literally want to see that.
Yeah. And then he's like, even when you have nothing, after he drops her, he can't do it. He's too good. And he's like, even when you have nothing to lose, you still can't. You're still good. Just in his nature. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've outgrown you. And then at the same time, we see Mirage, who makes the same face. Like, yeah, she's kind of outgrowing Syndrome.
Syndrome. Yep.
Like, you kind of just proved that you don't give a shit if I died.
A little dark for you.
Of course, like every man in that same situation would be like, "Hey, baby, I knew you wasn't going to do anything to you. I knew you were safe."
I knew you.
Not what the woman wants to hear in that situation ever.
So they're figuring that wherever the missile came from is where they have to go because they see the trail, and then this is pretty cool. This fucking guy using the mom as a.
Do you think Robert has his wife like form weird shapes like this when he's,
All right.
100%.
I want to have sex with a giant like rubber duck shape right now.
One leg up to the ceiling, the other one stretching the room across the room.
Can you make a popcorn bucket out of it?
Yeah.
Just
come on, Mr. Incredible. Show me what you got. I can flex. Show me what you got, Mr. Incredible. Hard. Oh, never mind. Sorry. This kid's watching. They finally make it to shore. Yeah, it is. They finally make it to shore.
Yeah.
And I like the discussion the mom has here. She's like, because they keep saying, well, you told us not to use our power. Like they keep saying that because that's what they were told. And the mom gets frustrated. But then she calms down and she's like, listen, it's time to fucking grow up. We're in a situation here where these people are going to basically kill you. This isn't the movies. This isn't the shit you've seen on TV. Like you have to fucking step up.
It's time to lock in, baby.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm ready. And then, of course, the kid's like, I don't know, because, it's a scary situation, but she still doesn't know what her capabilities are.
Not fully.
Violent at all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this is great. Look at this. I love that look. He's like, yeah, I got this.
That is one of the few parts of this movie is silly is when she's like, you got to hide your identities. And she gives him little sunglasses, basically like, could you guys, do you guys not recognize me with sunglasses on? Like, am I hiding my identity right now?
Why? Who
no, we're not.
You're a completely different person.
See, I don't think it works like that with like the Robin mask, the Zorro mask. It's like, no, that's obviously
they're poking.
Obviously,
fun.
Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
They're playing the trope.
Yeah, this is where she tells him, like, you got to be, I understand that it was too much for me to ask in the plane, but now it's like, let's fucking go, kid.
And that's in your blood. Is like, you'll know what to do when the time comes, and that's true with everybody. You'll know what to do when the time.
You'll know
comes
what to do when Mr. Incredible comes. I mean, wait, what?
Oh, God,
God damn it, it's dark. What was I going to say here? Yeah, so you see the rocket, and they're kind of getting their plan together here. And she gets pissed at him. Naturally, you would think, because she was like, "You were just going to let him kill, gamble with your own life next time." And he's like, "Huh? What happened?"
Valuing life is not a weakness.
Yeah,
not at all. Nope.
I want to see a live action version of this written and directed by Sosaka sisters. Nick Cage for Incredible.
No.
What do you
give us
mean?
more Pedro Pascal.
Please no.
Yeah, Mirage will baby bird vomit into Syndrome's mouth.
Will Edna have a Russian accent in that movie? What do you do?
Sweet dreams, Shield.
What is a death blow?
Oh, listen here, Shield. You will know what to do.
Yeah. Anyway, so she's going through the whole tram thing to get inside, and then it's just I love this because they're showing her again her abilities, what she can do. She's going to save her man, god damn it! And here's
first time you see her stick to the wall like that is fucking hilarious. Like,
is this the ass scene? Is this the scene where we get the?
We're getting there, baby.
Oh, there we go. Well,
where's Flaccid?
This is where
someone get Flaccid.
This is where she. Well, I actually have a clip of this.
I've been Flaccid.
Hold on. Let me. Yeah, we got. This is the clip of the. This is a clip of the scene.
She got a great ass. When I think of asses, something comes out of me.
You got your head all the way up it.
I like that.
But yeah, it's so good when she like just looks at her mirror. I remember that getting us such a laugh in the theater too.
It's a
Oh, dude, yeah, it was
mom
great. Whoa, what happened
Whoa.
here? Whoa,
We're
hold on.
horizontal.
Not this
Whoa!
Whoa.
Where are we going, boys?
What's
When's the last
happening?
time you restarted your computer, Cannoli?
It's like 10 minutes before the show. It's all
Oh,
right,
okay,
though.
never mind. That's not it then.
It's been the internet's been a little wonky today. Yeah. Anyway, so she gets stuck everywhere, including one shot that's pretty
Oh,
provocative.
he's got a cake too.
Yeah. they
This
all-
entire sequence just could have gone so many different ways if it
Cake
were
of
the
Oh.
fact that this was going to be a
baby.
kids movie. Like, let's face it, two dudes just see a thick ass hanging out some doors. Mm-mm.
Yeah, they see
They
the
aren't
this
just
is
looking
like-
at that thing.
Yeah, could this be the origin of the stuck porno?
The boys,
genre?
the boys definitely would have done that.
My
Oh,
favorite was the guy who
100%.
sees the leg, where he doesn't even realize what he's looking at. He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
is-
It's like, what?
he's
He's
like,
looking at it
what?
with a gun.
Is that a
He's
boot?
like, what is going on here? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And of course,
She cut in half.
this kid's like, yeah, I'm just going to go wander around. She's like, I am in charge. And he's like, don't worry. I'm not going to leave the cave.
But it's also great because he decided to go wander off. Basically, helped him
Saved
save
life.
his sister. Because yeah, imagine if you told your kids to wait there and you find their incinerated bodies.
Yep. That's not a PG-13 movie. Andrew, I
Yeah,
understand you have to take off, my man.
Yeah, I gotta go pick up my brother from a sports thing.
Sports thing.
But I should be able to get back.
Do
Hopefully.
you got a little brother?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm proud of you, man. Dude, look at you doing big brother things. I'm proud of you, man.
So
Yep.
Andrew's
I hate it.
basically Violet, and his brother is
Okay.
Casual.
Mhm.
Well, I guess in case you don't make it back, buddy, what do you
Yeah.
want to shout out anything and give a rate? You can give a rating for the movie
He'll
if you
be
want.
back.
Oh,
If you
well,
don't, if you don't.
I was unfortunately I wasn't able to watch it before stream just because last minute stuff. So man, I 9 between it 8 and 9 is probably my rough rating.
I
In
thought
terms of
you were
where
going
I'll
to say you've
be,
never seen the movie. I was
no.
like, wait,
Oh
what?
yeah, I've never seen the movie. This is my first time on stream.
I didn't get to
looks
watch it
pretty good.
yesterday like I had planned.
Right?
No, but I remember like every time this would show up on like Disney Channel growing up,
Mhm.
I'm on the couch. It's like it's
Oh, yeah.
it's Incredibles time.
yeah.
But in terms of where I'm gonna be,
Yeah.
Thursday is gonna be the finale for
Woo.
the Arcane review.
Yeah.
I
Let's go.
assume that's gonna be the longest one just because that's the finale and that's like it's probably the best episode of the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's where I'll be. That's going to be on Diabolical Souls Presents or
Mhm.
Studios, whichever one. I'll be over on I'll be over on the Gooch. All right,
You'll be
Just
there.
yeah, go to his Twitter. Whenever he announces it, I'll be there.
His
But yeah,
Twitter's
that's-
Devilish Doyle, which is always so difficult for me to remember.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been good. Hopefully, I'll be able to come back. So see you guys. Thank you for having me.
Of course,
You're
dude.
welcome.
Anytime,
Cheers,
buddy.
man.
Appreciate you,
Yep.
buddy. Later, buddy.
And we never heard from him again.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's okay to drive.
Wow. He's not okay, period. That mustache will
narc
drive
at
for
him.
him. The mustache will drive for him, don't worry.
Yeah, it's just designated.
Just starts waking up and fucking
I need
taking
my
the
other
steering
brother
wheel.
to help me go pick up my one brother.
Dude, if a cop sees that mustache, that cop's gonna be like, "Oh, I see that you
Oh,
mustache."
You're one of
This
us.
is a man. Yeah, this is a
Good day,
man
sir.
stash. Yeah. Yeah. So the kids get saved, of course, because they see the fire coming from the rocket. And I gotta tell you, man, this last half hour of this movie is just fucking nuts.
It's
High octane.
nonstop.
It's fantastic, though.
At least if they had stayed in the cave, at least their death would have been real quick, you know?
Yeah, that's true. There's the
Would have been,
robot
like,
bird.
lights
Meh, meh, meh. Robot bird. Yeah.
But
And then
yeah,
just
the idea
all-
of like
yeah.
launching a rocket, firing a jet into a city, and just like laughing at the the robot breaking free. It's also great how she finds out where Bob is, the energy surge in Sector A113, which is obviously a big Pixar joke.
Yep. 100%. I like how she's like, there isn't much time. She's rescuing him, and he's like, there isn't much time. He just grabs her. It's like, God, this guy, I just want to snap somebody's neck already, please. No, I'm just kidding. But it's pretty interesting because he drops her and then hugs her because he saved the family. He said that they're okay, and then I like how Helen sees them. It's just like, it knocks her out, and he's like pulling her towards him. He's like, how could I betray the perfect woman?
Punch
we're talking about
he dodges it.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. And of course, the kids are getting into all kinds of shenanigans with the villains, and it's great. It's just great because Violet starts getting a little more confident, right? She starts showing off her ability, and then he's just fast as fuck, and he's the Flash basically, and just running around. I like how they're chasing him, and it's awesome. It's shot so well.
It's a great chase.
God, yeah. He's just punching.
Dash is probably one of the best action sequences in any movie.
It's so good.
So great.
So good.
He doesn't even have to be that strong. If he can punch fast, that would wear you out.
That would hurt. Yep.
Yeah.
On the water too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and just like his dad, when his dad gets his back cracked in, he laughs just like him. He just gets this chuckle.
Yep.
So
happy. The same laugh. Yeah, that's the same laugh.
Yeah. So fucking good.
And obviously the way he outruns him is by stopping.
Yeah, he just goes right into the water, and he's smart. He's like, oh shit, and then he kills. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of henchmen that die.
He kills like at least 3 or 4 of these dudes. Like they crash in fiery explosions. And no way.
Yeah, this part's crazy. She's hiding with the invisibility, and he throws the you can't hide from me.
Oh, right here when they're booking to save the kids, and they're still having a domestic argument. Like,
yeah, of course,
striking the right tone here.
Typical America. That would be sassy and I. Yeah, you didn't get it. We'd be fighting while we're trying to save the world together.
Well, also, what I like is he's gonna shoot at the sister, and he shows up. He's like, don't hurt my sister. And right before this, when they wake up in the jungle. They have that hilarious moment where like he's like sleeping on top of his sister, and he wakes up and realizes he's like snuggling her. And he's like, "Ew, gross."
Ew.
It's like a few short moments later,
they're about to shoot the kid, and when it comes to it, right? When the mom said, when the time comes, you're gonna know what to. And boom, look at that.
Right.
Saves her brother's
Obviously,
life.
there's like lots of Fantastic Four stuff, but this is like the X-Men stuff. I love is like using your powers in tangent with each other.
Yep.
The X-Men movies needed way more of that stuff. Like at the beginning of Days of Future Past, like a whole movie like that. That's what I want. Teamwork is the dream work, baby.
You're never going to get it, Enzo. You're never going to get I thought sad. Yeah. I like this when he goes, whoa. I mean, this is the funniest part. You married, last year and got busy.
Busy is what he says. Yeah, busy.
Oh, my God. Yeah. So he already unleashed the machine onto the city, and he's just waiting to activate it. Yeah, this is where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go save everybody. I'm gonna be more popular than you ever were. And like Vex brought up a great point too in our chat, like talking about how he's gonna create all this technology for people so nobody's super. Everybody's equal, everybody's the same.
Yep.
Just like China.
Oh yeah, this is because there's a whole social commentary. Yeah, there's a whole social commentary here that I feel like I didn't pick up on when I'd seen this before. But if you go back to like the whole participation trophy thing that he mentions about, they're just rewarding mediocrity and it's stupid. And here you have an entire superhero who's, a villain whose purpose now is to basically make sure that nobody is special anymore. And you think and you look at kind of the way that society has evolved now, and it's like we have all these stupid diagnoses and people are into like pans and pots and spoon sexual and all this shit, all for an attempt to try and make them feel special, but it just makes them less and less unique. So it's like Syndrome in a way is like a bit of a foreshadowing of kind of where the villain arc can go if you allow it to, which I thought was pretty cool. Very ahead of its time for that reason.
Not before he becomes special for saving everyone. But
exactly.
Yeah.
Does anybody know who Danny McBride is?
Yes.
Danny King.
Why is he on our panel? Oh, you got sunglasses on. Okay. I didn't even know it was you.
Exactly.
God,
Right.
hidden identity.
Jesus,
It's a great
I'm like, wait, what?
disguise.
Who? God damn it! I'm so out of it. I'm like, huh?
I should get a mullet. I should get a
You
mullet
do.
and a
You
perm.
need
Do
a
it.
fucking mullet,
That'd be
bro.
funny.
Oh God, that would be fantastic.
Okay, so the town. While we're on a slight pause here, this is Oakland. This is Emeryville, specifically where Pixar is located. The street names in the lake is Lake Merritt, and I used to live there. So
I don't see the whatever he shared with you.
share.
Huh?
Did you just say this is where I used to live?
He's just talking about the
This area of the robots attacking.
Just the image.
Gotcha.
The city that they say.
And I think earlier too, when he's in, because this is Metroville, and earlier they're in Municipburg or whatever. And in Municipburg, there's a street. They say, the robbers are driving down San Paulo, which is also in that same area. Pixar, yeah.
This is where the daughter uses her force field powers to get out of the
Dude,
thing and
that's the
save
thing.
them.
It's like you should have killed these guys. Like the idea that you left them alone in a chamber, the four of them, the odds that one of them couldn't just break out easily, is slim.
Yeah, I like how all the henchmen are celebrating. She's like, hey, people are dying.
Drinking alcohol, like not only drinking alcohol, but drinking games.
Yeah.
Every time they run, we take a shot. Like that's so unheard of in a Disney film,
dude. Yeah, right here. So stupid. Yeah, you're right. I like how.
But also, like right before that, we've got a giant robot, like literally, like just like presumably killing like National Guard members.
Yeah,
and also something I didn't notice until the most recent watch through yesterday is the robot when it first meets Mr. Incredible when he's wearing blue, it has a blue light, and then once he puts on the red costume, the next time you encounter the robot, it's got a red light. It's like wow. Yeah. Even if that's just like a happy accident, it's just cool.
I like this.
No
like, how do
no. That's the thing about animation. There is no accidents. Everything is totally done on purpose, meticulously.
There are no accidents. Yeah. I like this. How do we get the codes? And how do we say please?
Yeah.
Fucking just say please. Oh, this
and take me with you.
Honey, where's my super suit?
Here we go. Why do you need to know?
Well, see, AJ, we have representation in this movie. Back then,
the only thing in jeopardy is my evening.
I am your wife. What's more?
I'm the greatest good you're ever going to get. That's exactly what your black wife would say. Such a statement.
That's so fucking funny. That made me laugh.
I dated a few black chicks. They're all.
It came at a perfect time too. A little levity. It was fucking great.
Yeah, that's a proper tone shift.
Perfect placement.
Throw a dumb joke into a life or death fight.
No,
you throw it outside in another scene.
Right.
I am a new super. I like how they're naming off all the superheroes that he might be. And they're like, no, that superhero doesn't have the same costume, and that costume's different.
Nobody knows.
Like, yeah, I'm
so.
Yeah. I tell you what, I don't know how you guys felt about this. Maybe you could talk. Like, you know how he's the new superhero supposedly, but it doesn't take very long for him to fuck up because the machines are learning. It's quick, which I actually kind of like. They didn't draw out this whole long thing where it's constantly fighting the machine and winning. And I mean, he does a little bit, but it doesn't like go super because there's only 20 minutes left, right? You got to get everything done. But I like that they didn't drag it out.
No, but it's also great because like that's like the cover story they told Mr. Incredible. Like we build a robot, it's too smart, it's rebelled, and that's exactly what it ends up doing. It figures out, hey, this guy's controlling me. I must destroy this man's bracelet.
Yeah, shot himself in the foot.
How you doing, honey?
and all he does to disable himself, Syndrome, is like he loses one of his rocket boots and then flies into a building, and like the building concrete, it just gives him a hard meat packing thud kind of sound, and then he falls down, and he's like he's really injured from that.
I love this where they're driving.
This RV scene is so.
Dude, this is great. Yeah, they're arguing about like where to turn off, and that's such a couple thing. Like, no, you turn off. No, that's not where you go.
Literally, Holly Hunter did this in another movie as a different character. I can't remember which one.
Oh shit,
I can't remember.
Yeah, she has like she's telling some 80s movie. I can't remember what it was.
Barbara's in the chat. She might remember.
Yeah, Barbara, tell us, please, if you want.
Vex says she's supposed to be muted, but maybe I don't know. She read the trivia, right? What was it?
Wait, what?
I don't know.
$14.99.
I know Vex reads the trivia of these movies beforehand, so she might know. Holly Hunter movie.
You have no.
Holly
idea.
Hunter was in a movie where she's yelling at someone to go turn right on this avenue and whatever.
This broadcast
I have
news.
no fucking clue.
Broadcast news. Thank you, Barbara. Barbara did know. You called
I
it.
told you.
Thank you,
My wife
Barbara.
is a smart lady.
I'm not a smart. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
I know what cake is.
I know what cake is. Yeah, and I like this part here. I like this part because she's like, he's telling them stay back. I'm gonna go fight this thing, and this is a good scene because it's touching. You know, he's like, I'm not strong enough. She's thinking he means like physically. He's like, well, and then he goes, I'm not strong enough because I'm not strong enough without you, and I'm afraid to lose you, basically. And she's like, you know, hey, we're in this together. We're a family.
Is what he says.
Yeah, I can't lose you.
He already thought she was dead once, and then like crushed him.
Yeah, it was a great scene because again, like the difference between this then and this today is like Vex brought up this another great point today. She's like they need each other, but they're showing how a strong couple can work together and play off each other and what their needs are and strengths are, weaknesses. It's like if this was made today, of course, that would be totally different dialogue.
Helen, don't
You're the
need no
woman.
man.
Yeah, I don't need you. I am your wife.
I'm the greatest good you're ever gonna have.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's fucking great. Oh god.
But again,
it's so
it's back
good.
to no man is an island. You know, he wants to handle this shit by himself, but it is better to have your three superhuman
Your
family
team,
members.
right?
It's a team. Like
But
she's a
like
capable superhero, and she still needs him. He needs her, but for different reasons. It's like it's not. Yeah, again, it's fucking ridiculous how far we've fallen with these goddamn concepts. It's like it's fucking.
But it's also great because we have barely a moment to breathe, where we have this like just crash the RV into a parking spot.
Yep.
They have like a 30-second little debate, and then the robot shows up, and it's like trying
Just
to kill
ready
them.
to fight. Yeah,
Literally. It really kicks it off because Violet lets off the girl scream. Oh,
yep. I
just
got
like
the
child's in danger.
I have the remote. Starts beating the shit out of you.
Yeah, and Frozone really shows off how powerful he is right here. I mean, and I've
This
always
is great.
said if he could turn into ice like Iceman can, or at least third generation Iceman could. I've always contested that Iceman is actually probably one of the most powerful superheroes of all time because of his power settings.
That
he
fucking
can't
thing
die, and he can
rolling-
basically kill anybody.
That thing rolling while it's chasing. Oh god, that was fucking terrifying. I was like, oh my god. Big bowling ball just crashing. Yeah, I mean they're doing a damn good job of trying to bring it down, but the thing is just indestructible. But I like how, yeah. The only thing that can penetrate it is her cake. No, they figure it out. He remembers, obviously, and then I like this part too, where she's pushing the buttons, and he's like, "No, not that one, the first one." It's just fucking funny, man.
But also, before this, when they realize they find the gauntlet that controls the robot, and it's back to the football go log, and he runs across the lake, the little pond, being chased by lasers.
Oh, an Iceman creates he creates the ice, the lake of the ball of ice.
Well, we're gonna get a double payoff on Dash too, because Dash is gonna run across the water that he just figured out that he could do and catch a pass from his dad again.
Right.
Fucking great, man.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I like how she's like, no, timing's not right. Wait. He's like, let it press the button. No, not yet. And timing was right. They rip its heart out again and it crashes. It's a great scene. Great scene. I like the old guys. Yeah, no school like the old. This is gonna be me.
Those two old men are references to the original Disney 7 animators, which were 9 old men. I may have. Those are the two living ones when this movie was made.
This is going to be me and White Bear on some Tennessee porch someday.
Absolutely.
No school like the old school, White Bear.
By the way, I do quite like throughout this entire scene, and this is, I guess, one of those, because we've gotten so used to seeing now movies where it's like 6, 7, 8, 10 fucking writers on staff, and there's a disjointedness between the narrative and the characters, but you can really tell that it's just one guy putting this together because of how, like you could say like this family has powers of convenience, but it only would seem like that if the narrative didn't pair so well with how they work, kind of deal, if that makes sense. So like there's some real like teamwork going on, and it's so just like smooth and flawless that you forget like, oh, it's convenient Helen can stretch herself, or that Violet can turn invisible, kind of deal. It's it's quite a shock when you just. It's only 20 years ago this was happening.
Not long ago.
Yeah.
Not long ago at all. So
100%
very
accurate.
impressive in that way.
And then now
Also,
they're shooting... Oh, go ahead, Stu Penson.
No, I was saying just the shot of like the big robot falling into the lake. Like I remember still back when it came out and today, like that water looks so real.
The
and then also
physics,
like how it's shot like in front of the sun, and it's just lit so well. And we did mention it, but yeah, I really love the scene when they're fighting those henchmen on the flying things and they blow one up and Helen and Robert just look at each other and in unison, they're like, I love you so much.
Hold on. I am your wife.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I don't know what was happening earlier, but I heard somebody say stuff.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like Vex said, I think this is still like definitely one of the only Pixar movies and maybe one of the few Disney animated films that's just written by one guy, one person.
Yeah.
Most
You're
of them
right.
have
She's
like a
right.
whole crew of writers.
Now it's 20 writers and 18
expanded
producers.
so much.
They're writing separate scenes. There's one guy writing all the action scenes before there's even a story. They start filming that, Then you got reshoots.
Right.
There's another 3 writers. It's
100%.
It doesn't work.
No.
Sometimes one writer is a detriment. Like look at George Lucas, with the Star Wars prequels.
Sure.
Sometimes one. Not everyone can be. What's the word I'm looking for? The auteur, the guy doing everything.
But even
That's fair. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Even Brad Bird, wasn't writing this in his mansion up in Northern California by himself. He was in the studio with the other artists and the other heads all the time, every day, 12 hours a day. So they had plenty of input with Brad.
There's a lot of give and take.
Yeah. And also, Brad Bird also took his fucking time with this. He didn't rush it, right? Whereas, like, you could kind of, it's become a bit of a churning machine, right? So you can tell that this is a labor of love, and he really put a lot of care into it.
I want to say he first came up with the idea in 1990.
It's true.
Like,
yeah. I like this part where she's listening to the voicemail. Like I like how the kids are like so excited to talk, and she's like, "I'm on the phone, honey. I'm trying to listen to the messages."
Shut
and
the fuck up! Like,
shut up, cunt! Shut up, you little shit! No, but and the babysitter on the something weird's happening here. Your kids got special needs.
Oh boy,
Jesus! And listen to this, honey. And that's where you hear a syndrome in the back saying, better get
she says, I'm so happy that you sent a babysitter from the what is it, the
replacement agency,
league
or whatever.
The League of Babysitters. I don't know what it was called.
The League of Babysitters. Yeah, so he's gonna kidnap the baby. He's like, I'll be a better mentor than you ever.
Like how quickly, like we follow the kid, we follow them right out of the car, right into the house is one shot, and immediately like he's standing in the kitchen, like villain shot, and there's no real like setup to it or anything. It just happens so quickly, like it would in real life. Also, the only interesting thing is like Jack's the only member of the family that actually touches Syndrome. Like,
right.
His 0 point energy rays are so powerful. Like these other characters can't even get close to him if they wanted to.
Right. Great shot here too with the kid being scared, and I love it how we still don't know what his power. Let's look at that shot; it's beautiful.
He can turn into lead.
He just starts fucking turning into fire, and
he's got Colossus powers. Mr. What's it? Johnny Blaze powers. No, Johnny Blaze is
Diablo
Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm.
Johnny Blaze is Ghost Rider. You're right.
He can teleport. I don't think he does it in here, but he does in the second movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how she's like, throw something. I don't want to.
So he's a jack of all trades, you could say.
I see what you did there.
Jack.
Good one, Vex. Clever.
Also, Syndrome getting killed by his cape also. And getting killed.
Dude.
That's the other thing. We don't have the bad guy get put in handcuffs and go off to the jailhouse. He dies horribly.
Look at me, honey. And the kid's like, huh?
I love how he has the fear. Here's the thing that's important with a villain's death. He has to know he's about to die. He has to have a few seconds to realize, like, this is it.
I like Die Hard. Yeah.
Yeah. You die terrified. That works. It makes it so much more sweeter.
Yeah, 100%.
And also the house gets destroyed, and the best line is like, so are we moving again now? Legitimately funny.
That was awesome. The little kid at the end.
The little kid. Yeah.
Payoff.
I think the kid's name is Rusty.
Yeah.
It's just a pile of payoffs.
I love this part. So they go back to their normal life, and they're more confident now. They're all happier, and she gets to get some. She goes, yeah. This guy asked her out. No, she asked him out on a date because he's like really shy. Yeah.
She does the. She just says, "I like movies. I'll buy the popcorn."
I'll buy the
That's what she has to
popcorn.
say, yeah.
And then she says, "I'll put a hole in the bottom."
Yeah, all their clothing has changed.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, her hair's out of her
Helen
face
used to wear
now.
baggy clothes. She's wearing tighter clothes, and yeah, she's wearing pink,
Oh.
and she's got her hair out of her face.
Yep.
She
Mr.
probably still
Incredible.
jams Marilyn Manson or whatever. Lamb of God.
Fucking emo.
Lamb of God is not emo, but yeah.
No,
I'm just giving you shit. Violet's Makeover
What are
is
some
one
of the emo bands you'd listen
Yes.
to, Vex? Like, I'm not familiar with a lot of. Chemical Romance is one, and who else?
I did like My Chemical Romance, The Used, Armor for Sleep.
Oh,
Kim's not emo.
Sleep.
Kim's not emo. God damn it. Paramore.
No.
I liked Paramore back in the day.
Paramore? No.
Jesus.
Flyleaf.
This is like a crash course right here.
I don't know.
So let
I'm
me-
not emo anymore, so I think there's been a
I like,
lot
yeah.
of evolution.
I'd like to think of myself as musically knowledge, but then you start listing off emo bands, and I haven't heard of any of them.
There's a good reason.
That's not music.
I was a happy kid. Smoking lots of pot.
Yeah, this is where the what is the Underminer?
Even Dad,
Well,
he's got a combination of the beginning, where he's dressed like a blue collar guy, and then when he gets rich,
Yep.
he starts dressing more designer. And now he's wearing like a nice middle ground, and Dash has got shorts.
She's looking at him. You're like, we're wearing this shit tonight in bed, honey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Underminer's so great.
There you go.
I do like how the sequel picks up right here. That was cool.
Yep.
I like the end credits here. It's pretty cool with the different
beautiful credits.
Yeah, this is kind of exactly what the original idea, because Brad Bird had originally pitched it or had the idea to do a 2D cell animation style, and that credit sequence is kind of more in the vein of
That
what it
was the
would've looked
trivia
like.
I was literally about to say, stupid.
God damn it! Depends on. Just kidding.
I just like taking Vex's trivias out one at a time.
Well, Vex. On that note, please give us the
Sure.
trivia.
So Brad Bird got the idea. Oh, hold on. Let me start with the Jesus fucking Christ. See, I'm out of it too today.
I haven't
Okay.
seen it in a long time, AJ. Me
Yeah,
neither.
okay.
Me neither.
So this movie came out on November 5th, 2004, so it does turn 20 years old this year, which is crazy to think.
Wow.
It absolutely killed it at the box office, made over $631 million worldwide on a budget of $92 million.
I want to say I saw this in theaters multiple times, like at least twice.
Okay.
It's pretty wild.
When it did come out, it came out the same day as Alfie and Fade to Black. I don't think I've heard of Fade to Black.
Me neither.
Alfie was a fucking terrible movie, though, with Jude Law.
Yeah.
It debuted at #1, and it knocked out Ray from first place. That movie where Jamie Foxx is the blind musician. It stayed at #1 for 2 weeks, and I don't think you'll know what knocked it out of #1.
Oh God, I got
Road to Perdition. I don't know.
No,
I
they
think
were
that
actually
came out
good
the same year.
movies, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
National Treasure and the first SpongeBob film.
I do like the first
I mean,
SpongeBob
the
film.
first National Treasure wasn't bad. I like that movie.
It was fun,
Yeah.
but that first SpongeBob movie was pretty fucking mint.
Nobody asked you, Adam. okay?
Also, yeah, SpongeBob at the time, early 2000s. Yeah, I mean, SpongeBob, that movie was hyped up.
yeah,
Oh,
it was huge. It was huge.
That was insane. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Goofy
in theaters,
Goober. The Goofy Goober
Exactly.
peanut gallery scene is so funny.
Mhm.
Yes, Hostman. Road to Perdition was a good movie.
It's good.
All
Also,
right.
Not great, but good.
So,
Sorry, go ahead, Vex.
you're good. You're good. As previously mentioned, Brad Bird got the idea for this movie in the 1990s, basing it off of his own experiences trying to balance a career with family. He originally conceived it as a conventional cell animated film as well, and you can still see some of those sequences in the end credits. And also, upon initial presentation of his ideas for the film, the top brass at Pixar turned pale and said it would take 10 years and $500 million to do. Brad Bird told them to give him their black sheep, aka the animators who were malcontent and probably likely to leave because they felt that the studio had moved towards a more conventional way of storytelling. as he knew they'd be more open to testing their limits. He was proved right, of course. The film came in on time and cost less than the previous Pixar hit, Finding Nemo.
Nice.
I like Finding Nemo.
Genius.
I like Finding Nemo too. Yeah.
Actually, that's probably my favorite Pixar movie.
Which one did Cars come out after this one?
Yeah, 2006, I believe.
Or Wall-E was after this, maybe. No,
Wall-E was
Wall-E
also
was number
after
4.
this.
Oh, okay. Because I remember like there was a period of time where each Pixar movie just got progressively better.
Mm-hmm.
And this was
it was this period. It was this period of time. I think it started with The Incredibles, more or less. Oh no, Monsters Inc. Started with Monsters Inc.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I mean, even Toy Story and Bugs Life is kind of whatever. But I've always thought this is my favorite Pixar film, like hands down.
It's
still
damn
to this
good.
day.
It's so good. Thank you, Blue Collar Loser, for the $5 super chat. Great film, Bigfoot. Listening while I'm spreading democracy to dirty bugs. Fuck those bugs. Man. These things are a pain in the ass.
Cheers,
this is
Blue
the best.
Collar.
This is the best Fantastic Four movie ever made. My favorite Pixar. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you, buddy.
Dude, I said this already, but watching it last night when he's like throwing the thing to his son, I was like by myself in this room watching it. It's like, like let's get all hyped up.
Yep.
Jason Lee, who does the voice for Syndrome, recorded his lines in 4 days, while Craig T. Nelson recorded his lines over the span of 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's
a lot of revisions.
Yeah. Jason Lee was also cast as Syndrome based on the strength of his performance as Azrael in Dogma back in '99.
Yep.
It's my favorite Kevin Smith for sure.
Yep.
Samuel L. Jackson was cast as the voice of Frozone because Brad Bird wanted a character to have the coolest voice possible.
Job done.
That was funny, yeah. Brad Bird was listening to Public Radio International and heard Sarah Vowell, a frequent contributor to the Public Radio International program, The American Life. He felt her voice was perfect for Violet, even though she had never acted before. To convince her, Pixar animators animated one of Vowell's segments from This American Life and sent it to her.
Interesting.
Wow. Nice.
John
not have to audition.
Right, I know. I'm hoping that's it's gonna pay off for me. One of these people are gonna hear my YouTube videos, and
some director is just gonna send you a clip.
Right.
Vex. Yeah.
Henry Cavill.
Vex, we want to use you in this movie, Vex.
Well, Henry Cavill wants to use me. Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, let's not get crazy now. Okay.
John Lasseter tried to coax Brad Cox to come join him in 1995 when Pixar was working on A Bug's Life. Bird declined. When he left 20th Century Fox, Lasseter asked him again, but Bird turned him down again as he had a contract with Warner Brothers to make The Iron Giant, which we are reviewing later this year. However, when Warner Brothers failed to properly promote the film, Bird finally agreed to join Pixar. Lasseter had only one request for his friend: make the film you've been dying to make. As Bird had been sitting on the idea of making a cartoon about a family of superheroes for over a decade, this movie was the natural choice.
Nice.
Nice.
Clothing with its textures, weaving, and stitching is notoriously difficult to achieve in computer animation. Given that there are over 95 different outfits worn by the characters in this film, a tailor was brought into the studio to explain the intricacies of clothes design. Because of the complexity of calculation, the vast number of polygons, plus the lighting and translucence, the weave of fabrics are only seen up close, with lower resolution solid shapes being used for clothing in medium distance and long shots.
Wow.
Which is interesting because I did the trivia before I rewatched this, and I was like, you can actually see quite a difference in the costumes depending on the shot if you watch it knowing that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, especially Mr. Incredible's old costume, because the other ones have this like polyester kind of sheen, but his blue one has this like very like hand stitched kind of knitting look to it.
Yeah, yeah. Mirage's toll-free phone number on her calling card is 866-787-7476, an unregistered phone number at the time of the movie's original release. However, when compared to the letters on a typical phone pad, the last 7 digits spell out the word superhero, just missing the E's. The phone number was active as of the DVD's release. It contained Mirage's voice directing you to the movie's website and told you to input the phone number on the site to get access to secret information, including a deleted scene not included on the DVD. The requirement to enter the phone number was subsequently removed, and the phone number no longer works.
Interesting.
Man.
Bullshit.
This is the only Pixar film to be written by one person.
Unfucking believable.
Still.
That's funny. Yeah, it's
to
awesome.
this day.
That is unbelievable. Wow.
DC Comics objected to the name Elastigirl due to their character Elasti-Girl. A compromise was reached where outside of the film, aka in the promotional materials, Elastigirl would be known as Mrs. Incredible. Which is why you don't see any of her Elastigirl costume stuff on the promotion.
Oh, you see that, alas.
Yeah.
All right.
It's amazing how many of these you think like all these characters that the side superhero characters, they all have interesting names and powers. And like it's shocking how many of them are already like registered superheroes with the big two.
Yeah.
There's a shocking amount of public domain ones from companies that went under too. You can
right. And also like some of these older
characters,
characters, they don't get renewed because they're not popular.
There's so many companies that went out of business. You can just grab them.
Nice.
Nice, yeah. The unusual angular architecture in the film was based on a distinctive style of 1950s space-age futurism known as Googie or Googie, I don't know. Often seen in coffee shops, bowling alleys, and many contemporary homes of the era. Tiki architecture, another 1950s pop style, is often considered a form of Googie and is exemplified in many of the island sets.
It's Googie.
It's Googie, darling.
Googie, darling.
Googie, darling.
Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson, two of Walt Disney's 9 old men, his team of 9 supervising master animators from the classic era of animation, provide voices for their own characters near the end of the film. They also appeared in and provided the voices for the train engineers in The Iron Giant, which was also directed by Brad Bird. This is not the first time Pixar, though, has included references to famous animators in this film. Monsters, Inc. famously did so as well.
Wow, I didn't know.
I go back and forth on which one. No, go ahead. Sorry, Adam.
Oh, that was it. I didn't know they'd actually did their own voices. I knew who they were in the film. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I go back and forth on if I like Iron Giant more than this one. They're both so good, but
I think they're on par.
Yeah, and they both,
both
got Superman references, which I'm always appreciative.
This is the first and so far only Pixar movie to not feature the appearance of the Pizza Planet truck. While making this movie, writer and director Brad Bird, who at the time was not familiar with the tradition of Pixar's Easter eggs, hadn't been thinking about the truck and was unsure if the animators had stuck it into the film. Lee
Go for it, Fax. Just go for it.
In a recent interview, dismissed what people believe to have spotted and confirmed that the truck does not appear throughout the entire film.
Interesting. Okay.
Syndrome's 0-point energy beam is based on an actual physics concept, the 0-point field, demonstrated in 1948 via the Casimir effect, and essential to Stephen Hawking's theory that black holes eventually evaporate. Harnessing the 0-point field would be quite a feat, as it would yield a virtually infinite source of energy.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, if 0-point energy existed, I mean, it probably does, and we just don't know about it for all I know. Military, private sector stuff. But 0-point energy, the idea is, like I said, you could build a skyscraper in a day with like 3 or 4 guys with these like 0-point energy backpacks. Like you could point it at a giant truck or whatever and just move it over there.
Or
like
a pyramid.
As easily as you could move your hand. You could move a 3-ton, pillar of steel. Awesome stuff.
Right.
Can't wait.
Interesting. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Adam. You were going to say something?
No. I usually am, but go ahead, please.
Talk, Adam. God damn it, talk. No, I'm just kidding.
Nobody cut me off. Carry on.
Brad Bird's son Nicholas is the voice for the little boy on the tricycle. He also voiced Squirt in Finding Nemo. The little boy on the tricycle is named Rusty. This was revealed only in the film credits and in a comic published by Disney Adventures magazine.
I didn't realize it was Brad Bird's son. That's cool.
That's wild,
This is the first Pixar film to be rated PG by the Motion Picture Association of America. All of the company's previous films were rated G.
Dude, knowing the MPAA, they probably tried to make this rated PG-13, and Disney probably had to fight to get a PG.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, there's a lot of death, but it is like, it's pretty toned down. I mean, it's just it's a comic book, and a lot of it's off screen and
explosion deaths. You know,
I bet they had to go down on somebody at the MPAA, but yeah.
Excuse me, phrasing.
Go down on somebody. Hold on.
Oh, I don't know.
Dude, I would love for the whole MPAA to blow me. That'd be amazing. All of them, one at a time.
Get on your knees and tell me.
Men and women alike. Every mouth feels the same.
Dude.
Even
Why don't
better.
you get on your knees?
Don't kink shame me.
Less teeth.
Yeah.
They're optional.
Gum jobs.
Get that gummy.
Whitey woke up.
Yeah.
Mr. Sansweet, the character who sues Mr. Incredible in the beginning of the film, is an insider's homage to Steve Sansweet, a George Lucas associate who handles fan club and memorabilia aspects for the company, and who also appeared uncredited in Star Wars Episode 1 back in 1999.
How can that be?
That's something I miss. I miss like actual fan clubs with like, you know, letters and magazines, and you had to like sign up for things, and there's like a dude in a basement somewhere that's handling it all. Now it's all done over the internet, which is a blessing and a curse.
Wallet. Yeah. Get an 8x10 of you know, Batman or somebody.
Yeah.
This is the biggest selling DVD of 2005 with over 17 million copies sold.
I'm not surprised at all.
I got the DVD right there behind me somewhere on that wall.
Fantastic movie.
I have a copy.
It counts. Adam, it counts.
The theme from James Bond film On Her Majesty's Secret Service back from 1969, composed by John Barry, is used in the previews for this film. The version used in the first trailer is from the CD Bond Back in Action. The second trailer uses the remix by David Arnold featuring propeller heads as it appears on the 1997 album Shaken and Stirred. The second trailer also uses the song The Planet Plan from the album Third Perspective by the United Future Organization.
Nice.
Very nice. Wow.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was jamming more like techno stuff and instead of emo stuff, and yeah, propeller heads and air and all that shit. I loved it.
Whitey, your fucking avatar is throwing me off, man.
I'm so distracted.
What? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
How is this any different from any other MMM? You know, his
That is
propellers
true,
are like one of the high. I mean, his propellers, his avatars are one of the highlights of the shows.
Propellers? Are you flying, Whitey?
I'm just picturing. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna listen to propeller heads after this. I haven't heard them in a while.
There you go.
That's much better.
I always think of the Matrix, the big bank scene, whatever.
All right. During production, I can never say his first name. Hayao Miyazaki. How do you say his first name?
Yeah, that's all right. We'll go with that.
From Studio Ghibli, visited Pixar Studios and was shown work in progress for this film. He thought it was highly revolutionary for American animation.
Wow.
Oh, he has to be passive aggressive at the end with the American animation, huh? Because he could have said animation in general, but he knows that our Japanese animation is light years ahead of yours. Stupid Americans.
He's famously cranky.
This finally might give you guys a leg up over us in Japan. Stupid.
In the DVD commentary, Brad Bird recounted that one of the biggest problems with the dinner scene was that the animators had to extensively keep track of the food on the table, which was a nightmare. According to Bird, this even resulted in crew meetings in which everybody got into a shouting match, and at one point, said a sequence supervisor, Nigel Hardwidge, shouted, "Please, can we get back to the issue of the gravy?"
Wow.
That's funny as hell.
That is fucking.
I don't remember where I heard it. I think I heard it on one of these live streams that everyone's doing nowadays, but it's so hard to keep track of them. But someone said recently, maybe it was Paul Chato for The Matrix, but talking about how like if there's everyone in the behind the scenes of a movie, when they're all talking about how they had such a great time making the movie and it was so fun, it was such an awesome time, and we had a blast. That's a sign the movie might suck. When people are getting into shouting matches over like the details, like that's a good sign sometimes.
Yeah, because they're paying attention to everything. Yeah.
This was originally intended for release in 2006 after Cars, but because the film's production had been ahead of schedule, the release date was pushed forward to 2004, while Cars' release date was moved from 2005 to 2006. Additionally, Finding Nemo was pushed from 2004 to 2003 due to losing to Shark Tale in 2004.
I remember
losing to
Tale.
Shark Tale. What does that mean?
No, because Shark Tale would have they would have come out at the same time. So Shark Tale, they refused to move their dates. So Finding Nemo, they moved it ahead. Otherwise, it would have just too much in the same year of ocean movies.
Is Shark Tale the Will Smith cartoon movie?
Could you imagine? I would be shocked if I found out Shark Tale made more money than Finding Nemo or something like that, like Lost.
Yeah.
That would upset me.
All
That'd
I
be
remember from Shark Tale was there was that kind of sexy looking fish. That's it.
Yeah. The fish designs were very what's the word I'm looking for? Where they're humanistic.
Jessica Rabbity.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Where they're designed to look kind of like humans, but that's why Finding Nemo is so great, because it's like they just take the design of the animals as is and work with it.
I just remember Shark Tale because Robert De Niro was the mafia shark.
Yes.
That's the only thing I remember.
It's like a car wash or something in the ocean.
Connection.
Yeah. There
Makes
you
no
go.
sense.
Robert De Niro's the
Yeah.
shark. He's the head shark. A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
I do have a little bit of casting trivia for this movie.
Ooh, yeah.
Please do.
All right. Two other actresses were considered for the role of Helen Parr. They were Joanna Lumley. I don't know who that is.
Who the fuck is Joanna Lumley?
Joanna Lumley is one half of Absolutely Fabulous.
Oh yeah.
She's a very famous, long-running British comedian.
She was the one that was in James and the Giant Peach as Mrs. Spider.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh,
She's the
okay.
blonde
And
from
Spider.
Wolf of Wall Street. She plays. No. I don't see it.
Okay.
But okay.
All right. And the other consideration was Molly Shannon.
No.
No.
She doesn't.
they
she
do-
didn't. I mean, she was kind of a pretty current day thing at the time, but Holly Hunter, she's got that. I don't want to say prestige, but for me, yes. I mean, Raising Arizona is one of my favorite movies growing up.
Great movie.
Oh no,
Yeah.
she had a very strong, well-established career. She would have been, a pull for this movie.
And a
Perfect
very distinct voice. Like,
perfect
like her
voice.
voice is distinct. Like Adam said, like the list. Animators love animating.
It has character.
weird-
Molly Shannon
yeah.
just sounds like a young girl yelling. No.
She's got that cocaine raspiness to her voice, especially when she yells, which I don't want to hear.
She's perfect for Whitey then.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but I get think about a superstar.
Don't be bashful, Whitey. You could bag Molly Shannon if you wanted.
Look at his avatar. Does he look bashful to you?
No, we're the ones blushing.
Can't believe Jennifer Connelly got those things reduced. They were like
She had
perfect
kids,
size.
man. That's all. She had
Okay,
kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think she got a. No, I think she literally got a reduction.
No, I highly doubt she got a reduction. She just had kids, man.
Okay.
Fucking.
Well, I hope that's what it is.
Yeah. Was it Vision? Put some babies in her, man. There you go.
I definitely. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Makes me feel better.
Joaquin,
Ostrich eggs.
Joaquin Phoenix and Will Ferrell were both considered for Syndrome at one point.
Ew.
No, I don't see it at all.
Okay.
This would have been Will Ferrell's best movie if he had done it.
No, I would have thrown up and never watched the movie. So.
It would have been perfect because he would have been the villain, so you would hated him anyway.
he would have been a
What
great
makes
villain. He should
Jason
play.
Lee so good in this is that you don't know really who it is. Like, right
No,
off-
yeah, it's
you,
so
you
low.
can't pick him out. Will Smith, I could pick out in the dark.
Hundreds.
Yeah. Lily Tomlin was considered for the part of Edna Mode, but turned it down when she heard Brad Bird's vocal performance saying, quote, "What do you need me for? You got it already."
Nice.
Ooh,
You
I
got
like
it.
that.
You
got
got
it,
the
baby.
stuff, Brad.
Last move.
Right. To play a tiny Asian woman, Brad, you got it.
Darling.
There were several actresses that were considered for Mirage as well, the little silver-haired chickie, right? So first off, Wendy Crewson.
Don't know.
I don't know who she is.
I don't know who she is either. Okay. Nicole Kidman.
No.
No.
I don't know who she is.
Liar.
All right. Judith Hogue.
Who?
Oh,
Judith. Why do I know that name?
I know this name as well, and I can't place
Judith
it.
Hogue.
that
I know the
name.
name too.
Why did you say that name?
Here we go.
I don't
Right.
know. Actually, sorry, God. I don't know who she
Oh,
is.
she was the April O'Neil in the first Ninja Turtles movie. Thank you. Oh my god.
There you go.
I should know
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. There you go. Hot April O'Neil.
I did a 6-hour stream on the Ninja Turtles. I should know that.
Okay. Gina Rollins.
Again, I'm blanking.
Gina Rollins was the old woman from The Notebook.
Right.
No.
That's the most recent thing I know her from.
Still would,
Hell
though.
no. Jesus Christ.
Renee Zellweger.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't mind her, but
No, but
I don't sit around watching her movies or anything.
I mean, the thing is, we're talking about the character Mirage, so it's
not a whole lot of screen
she's
time
not in
anyway.
it
It's not like a movie-breaking cast, you know.
No.
Yeah.
That's
All right. And the last one for consideration was Debbie Reynolds.
Oh, wow.
That would have been interesting.
I prefer the actor we have. I think her name's Peña.
Yeah, something Peña. Yeah.
I love how she's got this like ethnicity. This, you know.
Yeah, it's good.
Ethnic flair. I love it.
Light accent. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Syndrome. Don't mind dipping in the caramel.
Yeah, that's all the trivia I have.
I would love a side quest movie or more exposition about the character Downburst, who I'm kind of only realizing about after this most recent watch through. Downburst is one of the side superheroes we hear brief mention about, but it's suggested in the montage of all the Omni droids killing villains, killing heroes. It says Downburst is a character whose power is gaseous flight. And it's implied that he has he's flying from his farts. So not only does he fly, but he also produces like a noxious, smelly gas everywhere he goes.
Yes.
And according to the Omni droid reel, he's more powerful than Elastigirl. He's like a level whatever villain, and he's a level whatever super, and he's actually ranks above Elastigirl according to the computer.
You said
I want more.
Don't give him beans. That would be great. Waylon had a super chat from before. Thank you, Way, for $1.99. Is this the greatest superhero movie of all time?
I think so.
Close. It's pretty close.
What would you say is closer, Adam?
Batman versus Superman.
I'm running through my data banks. I mean, Borderlands, when it comes out, is going to be.
Fuck up. No.
So for me, all my favorite superhero movies are the second installments. You know, like X-Men 2, Spider-Man 2. I mean, Dark Knight is pretty good. I do like Batman Begins better, but it's it doesn't really count because it's like a second installment. This is one of the few times where it's like a one, and not counting the sequel, it's a one-off, and it's just it just gets everything done so well. And like I said earlier, with the Fantastic Four stuff is I was reading about not just the parallels of the powers, but also the family dynamic is all taken from the story of the Fantastic Four. You've got a superhero parents with superhero kids. That's from Fantastic Four. You've got the Thing powers, and you've got a gender swap for Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. She's the one that stretches, and obviously there's all this other stuff too, like the siblings, Flash and Dash and his sister. It's kind of like Mrs. Fantastic and Johnny Storm. There's just so many parallels with the Fantastic Four for this movie. It's crazy, but they changed just a little bit for each character.
Yeah, it's not woman, but yeah, they get sued if it was. But
right, it reminds me of the Taco Bell menu. The Taco Bell menu has 5 things, and they just keep mashing them to make 20, 30, 40 items. Yeah,
they only have 5 ingredients. That's for sure. Yeah.
I guess if you want to go around giving your thoughts and rating of the movie, Adam Gray. Hello, sir. What do you think? Overall thoughts on the movie and a rating for the film, sir.
I'll just cut to the chase. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know.
So you like it then?
No, I mean, it has a lot of flaws and plot holes. No, it's so enjoyable. It's one of those films you can go back to every year, no problem. It's a film that I regularly rewatch all the commentaries for. I don't know what else to say that hasn't been said. The artwork is fantastic. The planning that went into this movie shows. And then when you get into a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff and you see all the alternate versions of scenes that they went through before they came up with what they came up with, it's exceptional judgment on the part of Brad Bird. He had to get shouted down on a few meetings and whatever, but the end product is such a beautiful film made by a team of people about a team of people that it's just, and It folds
perfect.
in on itself. Yeah, it's a perfect film. I have nothing else to say about it.
I agree. Mr. Stupenzo, your thoughts and rating, sir?
I don't give 10 out of 10s for any movie, but this is one of the few that I might consider in that category. So now I'm just gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10 because there are no 10s, but it's damn close. No, easily like one of my, like top 25 consistently of all time, if not top 10, top 15. And then we're talking about superhero movies. Yeah. Number 1, if not maybe number 2. I can't think of another one that's better.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely my favorite Pixar film, easily.
Yeah.
Oh,
got it.
Yeah.
Edna Effects, darling. What are you thoughts and rating, man?
You know what? Yeah, I've given a few films a 10 out of 10 on MMM. I think I'm gonna give this one a 10 out of 10 as well. It's by no means. I remember this film always being good. I didn't have any disliking for it, but it was never a favorite for me. But I have to be objective here. It's a pretty perfect movie. It does the classic superhero tropes well. It makes some really good and still relevant commentaries on society and the family dynamic and social dynamics. It pokes a lot of fun at like what the reality is having superheroes around, whatnot. The comedy is pretty on point. I like that it does pretty perfectly balance the line between adult comedy and child's comedy.
Yep.
Tonally consistent.
Yeah, and yeah, like Adam had said before, you can see that there is a vision here, and it was very methodical in coming together. There really is no open ends. I think the only open end there really was is how did the cyborg guy in the cave, the skeleton, how did he get the name Kronos? That's really the only open end that you could maybe argue for this film, but lots of rewatchability to it as well.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Elastigirl was the only open end.
I was waiting for
somebody
to say it.
Lots of rewatchability. It's a fun film all around. So for that, there's really no faults to this film. So
it gets better with age too. Like as time has gone by and we get subjected to more shitty movies, like this movie's a breath of fresh air. And also as you get older, as you gel into the role of Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible instead of the kids, you realize you get a newfound appreciation of this movie.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
White Bear with your 80s commercials in the background.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this movie kind of gives me everything that I really look for in a movie. It's nothing like that's gonna define the ages of cinema to me, but it's a movie that you could watch with your whole family. And the music goes with every moment. They put so much really care and work into it, so I have to give it an 8.
Fair,
very good.
Fair. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think you're all pretty much nailed everything that's great about this movie. I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10 as well. I think it's rewatching it for the first time in years. Just really entertaining. Story was well written. The voice acting is fantastic, and it has a great pace for it's a long movie for an animated movie, but you don't feel any of those minutes. It's just fly. It's great in beginning, great middle, fantastic ending. It's my favorite part is the last 30 minutes of the movie, and good family dynamic. It's just like Vex said before. It's just really, it was ahead of its time as far as its messaging and everything. It was fantastic. So I will give this 9.5 great asses.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot that. Oh man. Okay. Hold on.
You can do it again. You can do it again. Go back.
I give it 10. 10 knocking out bad guys with a thick booty out of 10. There we go.
I like it. I like it.
See, I'm out of it, man. I forgot that too.
10 monologues out of 10.
Okay,
there you go.
One, yeah.
Adam, do you want to change your
10 super suits out of 10?
White Bear, you want to change yours to a pun?
No, mine was better.
10 darlings. 10.
Darlings.
There we go. Vex does mine.
Oh god, that was fantastic. Yeah, great movie. I'm glad we got to review it. I'm glad that we're pushing a little bit more on some of the animated stuff too, because there's so many good movies out there that we're going to start doing, especially even more into the rest of the year. So look out for that.
For you guys that watched the second movie, was it as good as this, or?
No,
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 not even close.
but it is.
I don't
good.
think
fun. It's good, but it's not this. Yeah,
It's
not
not
this level.
perfect.
I give it a 6 or 7. It's
This
fun.
is the kind of
Oh,
movie that
wow.
inspires someone else to like tell stories. You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, at the end of this one, I understand why they made a sequel, but at the same time, it's like, God, this would have been perfect if they didn't make a sequel. It's fine the way it is.
They didn't need to have a sequel.
Yeah,
No.
the story does not need it because there's so many different avenues you could go that would fuck up just kind of like the brilliance of this first
Yeah.
film. That's why.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's
100%.
It's not a gender swap, but it's basically the same movie, with Mrs. Incredible being the protagonist.
The protagonist.
Yeah, it's very
Yep.
similar.
Yep. Yeah, fantastic. I appreciate everybody's commentary because this was a good one to get through.
don't
I
you
always
mean
appreciate
incredible? You
incredible. It
appreciate
was
everyone's commentary.
yes, darling.
They're supers.
They're supers.
I think
that's
supers
pretty
is also a great name. You know, I know they're called
It
like
is, it is.
metahumans and some stuff, and mutants and
Mhm.
what, but supers, so obvious.
There's that Ryan, what's his name movie, Super, with Elliot Page,
Oh,
which I
love
really
that.
like very
Yes.
much.
Super, so funny.
Yeah, I like that.
Cracking a dude's skull open with a monkey wrench because he cut in line at the movies. I agree.
Yeah, it's fucking worth it.
His brain is like visible for half a second. It's like, whoa, dude.
Yeah, that was good.
No. Well, I guess we can go around the horn and talk about what we have coming up, what we are doing, where we're going to be. Adam Gray, you again, buddy. You start us off.
So weird to be at the head of the table. I'm going over to Stupenzo's, I guess. That's what's
Nice.
next for me. We're gonna play a little riff tracks, which is I don't know. I do it every Friday without the game. Let's try it with the game format and see how that goes. I do it every Friday on a channel called B-Roll. With,
I've heard of it. I've heard of it. Yeah.
rotating bunch of guests who may or may not be here at this moment, and yeah,
Mhm.
we riff on older movies. We do commentary and generally get drunk and have a great time every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Awesome. It's a good show. It's fun.
Thank
Check
you.
it out, people.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Very welcome.
great.
Mr. Enzo.
Yeah. Similar to Adam here, I do also riff movies for fun. Shits and giggles every Wednesday. We got a movie coming out. One of my older ones from a while back, Nights from 1993, is like blowing up all of a sudden. It's getting like 600 views out of nowhere. I'm like, what happened? And people are in the comments like, hey, I thought this was going to be the movie. I've been looking for this movie forever. Why are you talking so much? And I'm like, I don't know. It's what we do here. Here's the link. Here's the link to the movie we watched, you know, the website. But yeah, other than that, yeah, like I said, we're going to be partying, do a quick little Rift Tracks game after this for a couple hours. And then, yeah, tomorrow I'll be on Nielsen ratings and also probably Blue Collar Losers stream tomorrow early to talk about not The Town. The other Ben Affleck one. Gone Baby Gone. That's the
Gone
one.
Girl.
No, Gone Baby Gone.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah. Gone Girl I love. I'd actually never seen Gone Baby Gone, so I'm hoping to make
Gone
that,
Baby Gone's really good. You'll like it.
Excellent movie.
I got a funeral to go to tomorrow though.
Don't watch it after that. It will you'll cry. You'll be depressed. You know what? Wait
Yeah,
a
that's
couple
okay.
weeks and then watch it.
Yeah, then
I will
watch
do
it.
No, I'll probably be there. And then Tuesday night, I'll also be on Gord King's channel, talk about Beetlejuice. So Tuesday is going to be packed. Yeah, and this Wednesday, we've got Spaced Invaders coming out. Me and Blue Collar watched that miserable movie. It was sad, stupid. So watch us suffer.
I might have elbowed my way onto the Beetlejuice show as well with Gordo.
Beetlejuice.
All right. Your name is Adam.
Yeah.
Unless I owe you money, yeah.
That's what oh, he has returned.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Yeah.
Right at the end. Perfect timing, Andrew.
It's time to plug his shit. Yep.
You already did.
What? I did already do that.
Yeah. What the hell was I? Oh, sorry. I guess Andrew, do you want to replug or do you just want to stay for the
I'll
end,
just
Andrew?
chill.
Okay. My Vex darling, what about you, lady?
Tomorrow I will be on the Goochmeisters channel, 10 p.m. Eastern, doing episode 2 of Scavenger's Bay.
Yes, I'm going to be on that too. Jesus.
Scavenger's Reign. Yeah, Scavenger's Reign. And then Thursday, the Blue Room returns this week over on Cynics channel at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking a lot of Crow stuff because there was an interview. And yeah, the trailer stuff and whatnot. And I think that's it for this week.
Wow. Are you sure?
Well, there was supposed to be a B-sub today. There wasn't a B-sub today.
There wasn't a B-sub today.
Well, that's on brand, though, right?
I guess, yeah. At this point, yeah. I've got a movie review to fucking get done as well. So.
Oh, the True Detective.
Yeah, keep working on that.
A movie review.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's true. You do have a movie review.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, interesting. White Bear.
Yeah.
But you, sir.
Well,
oh my god,
yeah.
That's his best photo, to be honest.
It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got about 4 videos out this week, so go check them out on White Bear 2. And the newest one is actually kind of really giving a quick little deep dive into Saturday Night Live. So just go check that out, and quick little shorts and funny stuff. So waka waka.
Waka. Always a good time, White Bear. Your fucking shorts crack me up, dude.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's see, for the Cannoli channel. We're back next week. Actually, we have a pretty good panel. We have a great panel next week to talk about a classic. Since the new Ghostbusters movie's coming out, we're doing the original Ghostbusters. Got Sassy Sasquatch on there, Matt Cat, Jay Goodwin, and Bagface for that one. And that is also Mrs. Sassy Squatch's birthday next Monday. So that'll be a fun little celebration stream for her. As far as the Cannoli What? Nothing. Son of a. So yeah. And then, so that's the next yeah. The resemblance on candy. Smell my finger. Thanks. But that is so me though, so that's perfect. Let's see. So yeah, that's on MMM. I might be on the Scavengers Reign stream tomorrow. Maybe not.
If you're on that Scavengers Reign stream tomorrow, I will personally come to Arizona and divorce
kill
you.
me. Jesus Christ. I'm done with you, you slut. Well, it is Sassy and I's anniversary tomorrow.
Yeah,
so.
20th anniversary. So happy anniversary.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Listen.
Yeah, so yeah.
Listen, women are temporary. Media is forever. All right.
It lives forever. Yeah, the
I hope Sassy didn't hear me.
She probably did. That's all right. He still likes you and the mustache. Yeah. So then, next week is Ghostbusters, and I think I am supposed to be on. No, I am supposed to be on Gord King's channel next week. We're doing like a March Madness sports movie tournament thing. I don't know. So I'll shout that out. That's pretty much it. I want to thank the awesome chat. I appreciate you all. Thank you for the super chats. That's basically it. Thank you for putting up with the autistic technical issues. I appreciate that as well. We'll get those figured out for next week. We love you all, and I guess we're out and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.